yeah, the others, yeah, yeah, Jara, yeah, Bass, Odyssey, all the Bodyguard, all the rest. But it was Saxon and Stone Love for me. What
O-
made one do it?
Okay, okay, that's interesting to hear. Would you say that it was the musical side or the machine side that started you for it?
The machine. I mean, obviously we all grow up listening reggae. My dad, my mum, all them had tune from when I was growing up. So the music's there regardless. But it's hearing the sound, the power coming out of the sound. I seeing the man them juggling and things. But yeah, this is for me to see the column, the stack of boxes, and I can
So,
tell it exactly when I decided I was gonna bill a sound properly. I had little things, but when I went um, World Clash '93,
okay, okay, I wasn't there, but I know about that one. Yes.
'93, I said, yeah, I'm gonna bill it, and '94 just confirmed it. I was like, this is the noise their man there was making that night. Clean, powerful bass. I said, yeah, man, I want to build a sound. And me and my mates, all went back down the M1 that night, talking how we're gonna build this sound. Uh,
Okay, okay. So, and would you say it was the authenticity of the sound system that, looking at the boxes and everything else that gripped you kind of thing, as well as that deep bass line, you know what I mean? The authenticity of sound system. Because if you look around, there's a lot of different boxes these days to when you first started. Do you understand what I'm saying?
uh, um, yeah, there weren't really no authenticity because we weren't clubbing as such. Where we was going was all sound dances. We were going moonshot, community centre dances. All we ever saw was sound. We weren't going to, them uptown club, West End clubs, them time there. We weren't going none of them places to see PA systems, speakers on the wall. It was all about bass, mids, tops. So just copy what we saw.
Right, so it was the authentic line really we're looking at. Right, and Wayne, at the moment, well, before COVID, let's say, events, what kind of events have you been doing yourself? Or are you staying a lot on the private lane yourself?
I've been doing between me and Raw Vibes, we set up a little event called Sound System Sundays. We've got a nice banqueting suite that we do it in.
Yes,
Three,
yes, yes, which I've been a couple of times, yes.
three sounds, four boxes, usual thing. But yeah, it's nice to come along, play some music. It's not a sound check. That's what we tell everyone. It's not a sound check. You got to come there. Your sound got to be ready, and you got to play true. Obviously, you can have technicals on the day, but really, you're supposed to come there and play. So
Okay,
we
so,
do that
so it,
last Sunday of each month.
right. That, yeah, you can plug that. I'm going to allow you to plug that anyway. But still, what I noticed when I did go, and what I find nice up there, it was like it's not a versus thing, but each sound would kind of push their level same way. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a good event. It's a good event to me. I mean, you must feel nice about it. And how long do you want to keep that rolling, or do you want to just keep it going, kind of thing?
It will just keep going as long as people want to come and play it. We'll keep doing it, and even if people don't come, I'll probably still keep doing it because I'll keep lifting boxes till my back give out. I mean, I ain't stopping for now.
Right. So the next question was supposed to be, and you've just answered that. Have you ever felt to give up sound system? But I think you've just answered that.
Every time I'm stringing down the sound, but by Monday morning when I find I get sorer now, but you can't stop. Sound systems in your blood, isn't it? You're gonna keep doing it. It has to be because the money that we all spend, we ain't seeing that money back again. Business, hobby, personal, you're not seeing that money again, really and truly. To be playing out for that length of time, certain times, some man when we're playing out, it's all less than minimum wage when you work it all out.
Yes, yes.
But we all still do it. And it can only be the love of it why you're gonna do it.
Well, you know, you see a lot of people say, no, it ain't the love. But, you know, if like everybody who's here at the moment, we know we do it for the love. And there is time and money involved, you know. So exactly what you were saying, I totally agree. Totally agree. Okay, Wayne, one more question. And then I'm going to go over to Keith. Just stay where you're sitting. We'll come back to you. Your proudest moment. Go on. If you can think. If you can, you know, you probably had a few. But if you can think, you know, your proudest moment as a sound man.
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Cut out. Do you know, funny enough, the proudest moment wasn't even playing out. It wasn't playing out. It was I've got it somewhere as well. Kutty was there actually when that was 40th down in Bristol, and I went to the dance, and I ended up the night just chatting as usual, chatting with Lloyd and thing, and I had Musclehead one side of me, and I had Father Powell the next side of me. And I was all talking to my cousin. I said, you know what? The two man that made me really come into this, standing there chatting with and reasoning with the two of them. And I thought, yeah, it was a good feeling because I know Lloyd well, but I'd never met Father Powell. And yeah, we was talking. It was a nice night. That dance was nice as well. It drove her weight that night. I tell you.
There we go. That's what we call respect amongst all. That's what I love. Wayne, thank you very much for now. We still got a couple more. We're going to bounce around so everybody can come in, you know, not hold the case too much on one person for too long. Right. Next up, Keith Fraser.
Yes.
You right there? Good afternoon, good evening.
Evening all.
If you could just slightly turn up slightly for me.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Good.
Right, Keith. Sound-wise, now this is what I've been meaning to ask you. Are you part of a sound, or do you do your own thing these days?
It's a bit of both. I'm part of a sound, and the sound is called Starlight. And just going into it, it's not even a business; it's a hobby. So I've been going for probably around 2007. And every time I see Kutty, I swap out everything and buy something else.
And I can see Taleba smiling in the corner.
So it's one of those, right? It's one of those, right, where you kind of, as you're progressing, you never really get there because you're kind of swapping and changing all the time, aren't you? And then you start off with kind of substandard stuff and you try to build up to good standard stuff. So it's been one of them really. But if I go back into my history, I've been doing sound from 1980 and I was in a sound called DKM. And then after that now I went into another sound. Well, the DKM, the sound, they took everything to London. So it was just me one in Wolverhampton. So sorry, I should rewind. I'm from Wolverhampton, just 28 miles north of Birmingham.
Right, so you're in Wolverhampton now, yeah? That's where you're based, yeah?
So my original sound, the guys went to London and so left me one, and that was it. But we still keep in contact. So that's where I started really, 1980. And then after that, I moved to another sound called Soundbite, and that was more DJ based. So I was more into the DJing and different genres of music and stuff. So really my main thing is really a DJ as well. So, and as regards, like say, playing out a Starlight, it's me and my brethren named Nigel Lindsay. So we've probably played that once since 2019, and that was against Rastenda Rambeat, and him bullied me and beat me up. Technicals. So I've just gone into my worst experience already.
So you've played in the clash dances as well as the parties and everything over the years.
It wasn't so much like a clash. It was just like, you know, you're meeting like a versus. But when it's almost like boxers, and out to the ring, everybody's all nice. But as soon as you get in that arena, you get beat up and bully and all kind of things up to you. You know what I mean? So
basically, when you go in them things, you know you have to be prepared. But sometimes some are more prepared than yourself.
Well,
you know. So.
Well, saying that, sometimes when I go on the Facebook, I talk a lot of technical and I know bits and pieces. But when you go into the real world and you start doing it real, that's where you get on sometimes. And sometimes we're only human, and you get your technicals as well. So no matter how much you know, you can't beat real world experience and just every week or every month doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree, because tonight's just proved that for me. You know, that's how we go. We can have technicals anytime. Anyway, Keith, what would you say inspired you to come into billing sound and that side of thing? What inspired you?
You know something, probably Kutty's in my age group, but I'm slightly older than Kutty. But you know, when we was young, right?
a bit more older than me.
Yeah, all right. A lot more older than Kutty. Right. When we was young, right, we never had, like, obviously we never had internet and all them something. It was batteries and bulbs and electric motors and speaker and wire. So I was always interested in how things work. You know what I mean? From the age of 9. But where the things came together was my mom. My mom used to buy a record, and she had this record of you all know it, Huw, Dreading of Babylon. I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
And I was around 13, and you know, like how you have the Virgin label, right? It's all writing, but then it was like 2 women stuck together, and I used to hold up the record and try to see what me had to see, and you know what I mean? And I try and look and I was, you know, something, and then that record, right? I played it and I rinsed it and I rinsed it and I rinsed it, and I just kept playing that record, Dreading of Babylon, like Mickey Mouse, Majesty, everything. I just kept playing that record day in, day out, and then from then, that's where I was around 13, and then between that and 15, that's where I started looking at building a sound. So probably around 15, 16, I started looking at building a sound. But it was my mom initially, because she used to buy records, and that's where the connection between electrical stuff and music came together. Was that Huw album, Dreading of Babylon. And the joke is I ended up flinging it, and now I can't buy it. It's around £50 on something like that.
That's vinyl music at the moment, trust me. You know? But yeah, I totally understand that. And a lot of you guys, as well as Taleba herself, myself, I'll say, you know, when I started, you know, playing out and building from the age of 16, 17, so 1979 to 80, I was on the soul side of the fence. Yeah. So therefore, I wasn't looking at building big machine like what you guys was experiencing at the time. Although I knew about it, you know, I wasn't building them size thing until later. You know, so for me, this is good to have this all here. You know, right?
You know, so I was going to say, interestingly, Chalky, it's the same. You know, a lot of my friends, right, they were into Rasta, but we weren't Rasta. We was classed as Barled. So some of the guys that went to London, they was doing soul as well, because London seemed to be veering towards the soul, and they were bringing back tune like Car Nights Affair and all them something there. So we was more like a soul and reggae type of sound as well, you know what I mean? Because we couldn't really venture straight into the roots thing at the time, you know what I mean? But London was like what you said it was very soul-y, going to...
Yeah, we had enough soul boy around in London them time, and some good soul dances, but the systems, the soul systems was totally different to the reggae systems, really and truthfully, even back them times, for true. Right, Keith, yourself, have you ever felt to give up, you know, this business since you started?
You know something? It's like what Wayne says. It's just in your blood. It's just unbelievably in your blood. You know what I mean? It's just one of those where I remember my mom saying to me, you know, buy enough record now, you know, have enough and all this kind of something. And I just couldn't, you know, take my money, my wages, everything. And you know what I mean? So that's probably how I got into the DJing part, so that the DJing could pay for the music. But it's just like, it's just part of you. And like what Wayne said, if even if you go and do a night and you play out and you come back lifting boxes and you're sore, you're still gonna go out there again and do the same thing. It's just one of those things. It's just in your blood, really.
I agree, and I agree with Wayne. You can go out there and you can feel rough and everything, and then come back at the end of the night and you got to pack up the set. But the next weekend you will go out and do it, because once what I find is once I finish packing away and everything done, you know what, I look back and I feel nice that the night was nice. So that kind of inspiration will inspire me to go out next day or whatever it might be. Okay then, Wayne, one more for you. Same again. No, actually, I'll flip it. I'm going to flip it. Your worst moment as a sound man.
My worst
what would
moment?
you say your worst moment as a sound man?
It's like what I just said, playing against Rustender and then going there and getting a technical and then him just bullying us all away and just play, and you know what I mean? He didn't do it in a kind of a horrible way. He just, because he wasn't ready, he just carried on playing and then and that was it. So we joke about it now, and we know, so we're gonna meet again. So
okay.
we're looking forward, you know. So probably that in recent times, that's probably my worst.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Keith. If you just hang about, we've still got a few more, but I want to skip again. The Queen in the corner of the BSSC, the founder, Miss Taleba Wax, upon the lawn. Hello, how are you doing? And thank you very much for passing by and taking time out your busy schedule and thing. Yeah, come along. Tell us a little about you. I know you don't own a machine, but like I said, we're going to bring all aspects of the sound, because I know in the sound system, even in the machine side and thing, you can give me information and, you know, share amongst us. So tell us a little bit about you. What would you say about you and how long you've been there and blah, blah, blah.
Right. Yes, my name is Taleba Wax. I run the British Sound System Collective Forum on Facebook. I think I've been doing this for nearly 5 years now. And I think almost every sound man who should be a sound man is in my group. If you're not, you should be. Shameless plug. But anyway, it's a place where people come and share information, share opinions, share news, history, education, the present, and also discussions as well, things we could do to make things better, things we can do to evolve the scene. People have ideas and so on. I think it took me about 2 years to kind of realize that I was an activist. I didn't know I was an activist. Somebody actually called me an activist, and it kind of, I like that, it stuck. And because I'm somebody that advocates every single thing that is sound system, although I don't own a sound. My father, as many of you probably know, is Jaguar Wax, hence I sort of stole the name Wax, and that's how I came to be Taleba. Incidentally, Taleba means student, and it was my university lecturer named me Taleba many years ago.
Right, you learn something new every day. There you go.
It means one who wants to learn, student. It's Arabic. So it stuck, you know, and since the day I was born, every single thing has been sound system for me. And a lot of people ask, why did I never play a sound, or why didn't I get involved? My dad was strict. You know, it wasn't something that girls do. Well, in those days, I mean, wouldn't say that now, but you know, I'm 47, so I grew up in the 70s. But yeah, it was keep your head in your books and do as you're told. So I had a secret passion, which he didn't find out about until I started running the collective 5 years ago. So that's how long my daddy didn't know.
Wow.
I shared the same passion as him, but unfortunately, my life went down studies, children, and work. So I never got the chance. And the forum was just born out of a frustration of being in other groups that just weren't connecting with the people, other groups that weren't giving people poetic license, and you know, that need to want to speak to people who may have been at that dance in 1970, but you just don't remember, you know, if it was just you that saw this, or did he see it as well? And it's those things that I think we were lacking in our discussions online. So the collective was born out of a kind of a frustration, I would say. Not making it sound negative, but it was a frustration in terms of just not having that available for everyone. I don't know how everyone feels about the collective, but I personally love it because I've learned so much from all of you guys online. Some of you I've never met. I may have seen your picture, you may have seen mine, you may have seen me posting and ranting and being silly from time to time. But without the people, without the soundmen and the DJs and everybody that's online who's interested in sound system culture, without that, we wouldn't exist, and I would not have met some of the wonderful people, including yourself, Father Chalky and Kutty and everybody else. So it can only be a good thing.
Likewise.
I have to, and I'm sure everybody's going to agree with me, I have to big you up for all the work and bringing people together you do upon that group, because I know that's a difficult thing. That's not an easy thing at all. So I know that can take out stress on you and whatever. So you know, 100%. That's all I can say. Yeah, big yourself up each and every time. Okay, right. Let me come back.
I second that.
Right, there's one from Kutty. Yeah, I'm sure the rest of the guys as well. But let me come back to Taleba. Now, you're a person, you know, upon the clash side of thing and everything. So I know that you know about the sound system, and you know how a decent sound system should sound. Yeah. So let me ask you yourself, you know, when you go to these dances and thing, does it upset you, you know, if there's sounds playing but you have to hear that music poorly? You know, does it make you feel to leave, you know, even though the sound is a wicked, it might be a good dance, you know? I'm asking because I want to hear sort of something from the public.
We've got to remember one thing. Although I'm public, I still sort of come with the mind of being a sound man, although I'm not. I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out.
No.
It doesn't.
Because I am finicky, you know, I do listen, you know, for the midway. And Keith can vouch for me.
Yeah.
Keith and I religiously, every other Saturday before the lockdown, we used to go to Winner Stays On, which is with root sounds, proper sounds, strung up, no PA system, no discotheque, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Right? And me and Keith would stand by the boxes, you know, and we'd have, I don't know anything, you know.
You do.
But we are having a convo, you know, about how these sounds sound. And we get pretty annoyed, trust me. We really do. And to the point where sometimes I think to myself, is it that deep? Like, you know, tears are coming to my eyes because the bass is too loud. So I do. I get very annoyed. Although I'm not a technician, my ears don't lie.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, you know. So it's amazing when you go to a lot of the clashes that are happening out now. Not the Roots clashes because they bring their own sound, but the clashes now, and I'll probably get lynched for saying this, but the sounds today, a lot of them are not bringing out any sounds. So a lot of the times when I go to clash, I'm going to tell you this, I don't hear as good a sound as I should be hearing. Okay? Because sounds don't have their own sounds. A lot of the younger clash sounds don't have their sounds. So they it's a rent-a-sound moment for the night.
Gotcha.
So you will find sometimes you go to clash and the sound's not good. You're just, you know, praying for the dub plates to sound okay, you know. So, but some people will be vexed when I say that, but I don't know if anybody agrees.
It's true though. It's a fact. It's a fact.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's difficult to sound is something that I think he may vouch for me as well as you know, because he's been at some of the younger clashes that I've been to, and even Kutty, where as we've walked in, we already know it's going to be a bad night. The sound's not going to get any better than what we're hearing the minute we walk in. So we tend to block out the sound. Because
I see.
And then just judge by musical selection. It's sad. You shouldn't have to do that. Because
exactly. I was going to say that must be difficult. And I have to hail you up for that, because for me, that's very difficult to do.
Yeah. Yeah. It should be about the set. It should be about the performance. It should be about the crowd engagement and also, you know, the entertainment purposes. But unfortunately, I wouldn't say the elder sounds, because I find the elders tend to have a set. I don't know if I could be just making this up, you know, but in my experience, most of the older elder sounds and big man sound 40 and up have a set.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is right. That is right.
That is a correct.
They'll have a set.
Yeah. From where I've been going out and I've been around, you know. So from what I've seen, the younger, clashy, war-y sounds tend to not much have a set. There are a few, but in general rule, it's just laptop to laptop with a borrowed sound. Yeah.
Which, to me, from Sound System, it takes that authenticity away.
And you know, we've had a million arguments, and this is why I love the collective, because that's the place where people can throw their views, you know, to each other. And this, I think, one of the biggest questions over the last probably 10 years, and it's still going strong, is the question: are you a sound without a sound? That question is huge. You know, that question, if I type it today, we're going to get a million answers every time.
I've seen it. Yes.
You know what takes place, and it's like fight to the death. So it's a great question, and it's a question that I think it's going to be around forever, because it's just one of those things, isn't it? Are you a sound without a sound? Chicken and the egg.
Very true. Very true. Right. Taleba, while you're there, you know, you haven't been going out, obviously, because of the COVID and everything, but before that all happened, and you was getting out, I saw you was going different clash and getting about, and I can tell by your passion for the sound, that you get about and see a lot of different sounds who play. Have you come across in the last 6 months, and I don't want you to call any names, but have you come across any dances that you would say sounded really bad, that you would put in a bag? Because I myself, I'm not going to call no names, but before COVID came, I went to a couple of dances, and I don't want to call no, but it sounded seriously poor.
There was a dance that I went to, and I really hope Keith isn't laughing.
Just stay there, Keith. Yeah. All right. If it's too much, we'll allow that.
is a clue, all right? Just remember, Keith, that's a clue, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Went to a dance, I think it was slightly before, just before COVID, a roots dance, and the sound didn't work at all for the entire night.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say anything more, but you just had to be there to believe it. You had to be there. People, you had to be there. I mean, we've all seen those nights. We've all had those nights when something ain't working. But this was like extra not working. And
Wow.
so the night was a washout. I've been to dances where I've come home and literally feel like, my ears are bleeding. Things sounding wrong and technicians not knowing what to do. Dances where engineer are arguing with engineer, fight for code, because, arguing about what sounds good and what don't. If I'm going to be really honest, it's only been a couple of dances in the last probably 5 years that I, had a fantastic time, and the set was amazing, and I couldn't stop talking about the set all night, and things like that, where you go home and start playing it over in your mind, and you maybe review certain things and get other people's opinions on it. But I think maybe because I'm so tainted by the sound world, when I go out, it takes a lot for me to say something sounds good now. I can't help it.
Right.
And it's not often that I say it sounds good. Not trying to diss anybody, but it's not often.
Okay, that's understood and taken. And you are I know you're an honest person, and you try not to be biased. I know that. So if you're saying something along them lines, then yeah. And Keith's nodding in the corner, so we'll say no more.
I witnessed it myself, so it's true what Taleba's saying, really.
Okay, right, Taleba, just stay on the lawn or go and get yourself a cup of tea. I'm coming back to you and everyone else still. We're just going to skip along. Right, Bucky's not here, so I'm going to go to Kutty. Now, Ebony's here, so as Bucky's not here, I don't know if Mr. B wants to give me a little word as well, but we'll see as we go along. Right. Kutty.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you nice and clearly. Qualitex Sound. I really don't think I have to introduce you to anybody here, but we're on Facebook Live. So, I'd like you to introduce yourself and tell us where you're there from.
Right. So, like I said, Kutty Qualitex, QSS, whichever one you want to call it. Obviously from Qualitex Sound, based in Bristol. When did we start? 1980. Let me give you a bit of history about me first before I give you a history about the sound.
Right, that's what I want. Let's start with you, and then we'll go to the sound, because we know about the nails and the boxes. So I want to start with you.
All right, with me, right. Started in the sound game from school days. I used to follow a sound in St. Mary called Black Lion from Robbins Bay in St. Mary. And that was like from I was 14, 15. Yeah, my father was good friends with the owners, so he didn't mind, but the mother, we had to hide and go dance and stuff from my mother. Couldn't let my mother know. So I was in high school them time, but yeah, that was my introduction to sound system. From I was 15. I won't tell you what year that was, because then that's going to get
Kutty is a young man. You understand? Yeah, young man.
That's I might look young, but even though Keith say much older than me, I'm sure Keith probably only a year older than me.
And listen, I'm the granddad here, yes. When you reach my age,
Put it this way. Yeah. I'm the further side of the that landmark number.
Yeah, the retirement
Yes.
number.
Yeah, that
What?
number with them,
Right.
with them
All right. I know
landmark where they
exactly
have
what
some
you're
big
saying,
party.
and I am as well. Yes, so we're all there. Age is a number, so you
Yeah,
don't have to
not
tell
but
me
a
if you
number,
don't
man,
want
but
to.
a number.
Yes. Carry on, Cutty. Carry on.
Yeah, that's when we started. I got introduced to the sound system world, but then I came back to England 1986, the winter of 86. By then, Soji, Junior Mello, Jimmy Swing. A few of you may have heard Soji talk about this recently on a little post that he did. But yeah, Soji is my cousin, by the way, and I mean first cousin. We grew up in the same yard in Jamaica, everything. Yeah, so same grandmother, our grandmother yard we grew up in. So yeah, that's how the link with me and Soji is, for those who don't know. So yeah, Soji and Mello started the sound in the summer of 86. I came here the December 86, and me and my brother Baga, Oluno Ras Baga, we started. Hello, Mr. Bucky D.
I was going to say good evening, Bucky. We can see you. If you just missed your turn, so I'll just hold tight. We'll get to you and everything. Yeah.
9. You said 9 o'clock, bro.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Everything
Right.
nice. Yeah. Don't come and cause trouble. Taleba, tell him. Yeah. Right. Anyway, Kai, carry on.
So when I came here December 86, already the Qualitex already started from in the summer. But me and Baga, my brother, we lived in Birmingham. Soji and Mello them, they were here in Bristol. But because sound system was in our blood from youth coming up, we just had to have a little sound for ourselves up in Birmingham. So me and my brother made a sound called Studio Soul. And I don't know if Taleba know this. There used to be a restaurant in Cape Hill, a Caribbean restaurant up in Cape Hill. Can't remember the name of it. We're going late 80s here, early 90s. Yeah, and we used to play music upstairs every Friday and Saturday night with our little sound called Studio Soul, me and my brother Baga. Yeah, some little Tandy speakers, them nice Tandy 15-inch speakers. That was our sound. So yeah, we started then, but then every weekend as well, when we're not playing there, we used to travel down to Bristol when Qualitex was playing in the blues them and stuff like that. Yeah, and then eventually it just became every single weekend we were in Bristol till it came to the fact Baga moved down here permanently. I moved to London 91, join up with Junior Chin, because all those who know Junior Chin part of Qualitex.
Yes.
Yeah. So I moved to London 91, and me and Junior Chin linked up there. We used to go to the circuit, the Qualitex circuit, all the sound system, the little parties, the blues with Qualitex and play. They used to, what's that club over West End used to call Crystal? Don't know. There used to be a little club over West End. Rudy place over West End. Me and Chin used to play there every Thursday night and Friday
Was that
night.
Crystals or something?
Nah, I can't remember what it was called. Can't remember what the club was called, but I know the man that run it was called Rudy. I can remember that man.
Okay.
Yeah, over West End in a little basement. Me and Chin used to go over there. We're going like 91, 92 them time. Yeah.
Right, so that's 91, 92, and we're in 220. You haven't even
That's
told
long
us
time. Trust me. But at that time, we were fully fledged in the running Qualitex. So when me and Chin's up London playing, Soldier them would be down here playing. We used to book a lot of dances up there with the sound down over in Lewisham. I used to live in Lewisham. So there was a little club over in Lewisham that we used to bring the sound and play a regular over in Lewisham as well. Forgot the name of that club as well.
Okay.
Lewisham High Street somewhere there.
So you did spread the set up and down England quite a few
from
times.
Birmingham. That's why I got all my families in Birmingham. I got brothers and nieces and nephews in Birmingham. So I got enough people in Birmingham. I mean, Keith, I think Keith knows my brother. Yeah, Andrew. Yeah. So I've got enough family up in Birmingham. Enough.
Okay. And yourself, Kutty, I mean, as I know, you've been about a long time doing this. Now,
well, I did have them down here the other day when I did my hair last week, but I can't.
Hello. Right, thank you. Who's that?
Sharon Coley.
No.
Okay, I'll just right. Okay. Right, let's do this properly. Kutty, as I was saying. Yeah, plenty problem there. So, anyway, you've been up and down the country. You've gone plenty dance over the years. Now, I know you've helped different sounds. You know, you put in this and that. You know, but when you've gone dance, Kutty, where you're not playing or you haven't heard anything, there's a question I'd like to ask you. If you've gone to a dance and say you'll hear a set and it doesn't sound quite right, would you more time go and try and help that operator by telling them what you're hearing out there?
It depends on who is the sound. I mean, you know, you can judge some people who you can approach, and there's some that you just leave to their own thing. I mean,
right.
If it's people that I know, like friends, I mean, if I go somewhere, if anybody on the group here now, from Wayne, Bucky, Keith, Taleba Sound, anyone, if I went somewhere, they were playing, and something wasn't right, even yourself, Chalky, if something wasn't right, I'd come over and I say, yo, you know, you can do that, or whatever. You know, I'll try and help where I can. If they're having difficulties, if they're having technicals, even if I don't know them, I will go and offer my help. That's me. I mean, that's just me. Anywhere I go across the country, across the world. I mean, Hugh's gone. I can't see Huw here in the body.
No, Hugh's still here. Yeah, I can see him there.
Right, yeah, but Huw can tell you when we go places like over in Europe, anywhere, or any one of the sound man them over there, if they've got difficulty, they've got problems, I'll go and help. I'll help where I can.
Yeah, I've seen where you be up town at Golden Palace and places like that.
Yeah.
Up in sound.
Yeah, man.
Right. Okay. Right. One more for you, Kutty. And like I said, everybody get your drinks because we still ain't finished yet. Kutty, let me ask you as well. Your worst moment. I know sometimes you have to think of them things.
A couple of bad ones. Right. One that a lot of people didn't know, but it was a nightmare for us. Carnival a few years ago. If anyone sees that big picture that I've got up, there's a big stack with some mini scoops and it's like about 8 mini scoops in a stack and the mid highs and whatever. That was Carnival about 5 years ago, 5, 6 years ago, probably longer. But that Carnival, 7 of those scoops blew exactly the same time.
Wow.
Well, they didn't blow. Basically, it was a fault with the driver. I won't go into that part of it.
Okay.
I don't want to talk too much about that company. But there was a particular
like I said, we're not here to slate name, but no, I understand. Yeah.
So I
know who you're talking about.
Right.
There was a particular driver that we had. It was new on the market. We were one of the first to have that speaker, and we had 8 brand new ones in the boxes, and it was just a flat. They didn't blow. It was just a fault on the speaker but all 7 of them went, and we was playing on one bass for half of the carnival.
Oh dear.
But the kicks were that heavy that a
That you
lot of
got
people
away with
didn't
it.
notice. A lot of people didn't notice that we didn't have a lot of bass. A couple of people came over and said, "Oh, you don't sound as heavy as you normally do," but not most of the people there dancing and stuff didn't even know.
Right.
Yeah, we had
so it wasn't a total failure. It was bad, but it wasn't a
bad.
total.
Well, put it this way: for somebody like me, you guys know me. I'm a perfectionist. I've got OCD when it comes to my sound. Yeah, and that was a nightmare for me. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
For the whole of that night, like from the early evening going up to the night, I didn't have a good time that carnival. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'd say that as a sound system operator, that was probably my worst moment.
Right. Wicked. Kutty. Well, what can I say? Thank you very much. You know.
Oh, you haven't asked for my best moment yet.
And no, I'm coming back, man.
Okay.
No, finish with it. Listen, this is a chat show. Don't jump on the
My
host.
best moment was meeting Taleba Wax at Stone Love dance.
Go on, tell me. Go on, while you're there and you're on it, reveal it. Go on, let me hear your best moment. Go on.
I'd say kind of similar to what Wayne said earlier, was meeting Weepo, but for me it was a way back further than that. 1991. Yeah, I remember that. I can't forget this dance. There was Stone Love, Qualitex, and a sound from Manchester. Forgot the name of the sound, but big sound. But it was mainly because Stone Love used to come over here like every Christmas, as everybody knows.
Yeah.
And they started that from 1991. That's when they started that. And we used to, every year they come, we used to play against them. They used to play on our sound. Well, it started out, this first one, we just, at that time, 91, we just had a little sound. Yeah. Literally 6 boxes, 6 scoops. Yeah. This sound from Manchester, the promoter booked him, came down with I'd say about 12 boxes. Yeah. So he had 2 stacks in the big room and 1 stack in the small room.
Right.
We had 1 stack in the small room, 1 stack in the big room. And Weepo and Rory came in, put them time it was vinyls, as you know, dub plate vinyl. They put the dub box down on the floor by the door, and they stood up and they looked over and they started to listen to the 2 sound play. And the promoter told them to go over to the big sound, because that's the sound the book for Stone Love to play on. And Rory and Weepo said, hang on a second, make we just hear this thing. And when we played and the big sound played, Rory lift up in box them and come over and said, that little sound you may have play upon. Yeah. This little sound may have play upon. And that was the proudest moment for me as a sound man. A man like for Stone Love and Weepo, our little sound at the time, never heavy, just have nice, good quality. And the microphone on the sound at them time was like proper. And you know Rory, when him talk, him like him voice nice and calm and clean. And yeah, it was mad. Yeah, that was my proudest moment.
Okay, right. So we squeezed both them in here, but I ain't finished. Yes. Wicked, Kutty. Thank you very much. Like I said, get a drink, get something to munch. I got a couple more questions for you, Auntie. Right. On the lawn, and he's here now, right? So, Ebony, I might give you some questions, because I might squeeze you in if you're up for it still, you know.
Me?
Yeah. I know you're guesting, but you're there. If you want to answer.
Know about me. Move to Bucky.
I'm going Bucky first. I'm just telling you in advance, Mr. B, yeah? Okay. In the corner, on the lawn, Eternity Entertainments, Mr. Bucky D. Good evening, sir. Come along, say hello, introduce yourself.
Good evening. My name is Bucky D Eternity. I am in this Zoom meeting on time, as per the message you sent me on Facebook. If you check the
I
time,
do apologise. Okay. Yeah. All right.
8:55 to
We're
9
gonna get him.
o'clock.
We'll get into this after the show. Now, go on, Bucky. How you doing? Thank you very much for coming on time, and thank you very much for taking time out of your life. Tell us a piece about you.
Well, time out of my life. I mean, there's not much to do nowadays at the moment, so plenty of time. Right. Well, I'm in Eternity Sound. We started off in 1989, so been in it for a little while. Started off without a system, as generally most guys do. Was playing with our own vinyl. We used to buy vinyl from day one. Keep the milk crates from out of the shops front there. Put the records in the milk crates, and that would be our record boxes.
Yeah.
Borrowed equipment from around the area. Also from one of my colleagues' brothers who had his own sound system at the time before we started. And it basically went on from there until we managed to put certain monies together and build up our own little sound system. And that was it.
Right, so you went through the party phase, the sounds phase, and now, as I've seen over the last few years, you guys have exploded hard because you seem to be very busy on all the circuits, whether it be in Sound Clash or whether it be party on the boat or whatever. You seem to be very busy at the moment yourself.
I would say, I mean, the party side has kind of, well, not slowed, but it's changed. I mean, we still do parties. Obviously, the lockdown stopped all that, but pre-lockdown, we were doing a lot of party bookings, mainly like family things, but not so much of the younger generation stuff. You know, older age groups. To be fair, mainly we started to get the name of the wedding sound, the christening sound, and the funeral sound, which is not the most pleasant name. Kutty smiling there. But yeah, in terms of the sound clashes, we set up a rare groove clash and a revival clash that we didn't take part in. We kind of promoted it, and yeah, we've been doing that.
Wasn't you in the first one? Didn't you take part in the original Rare Groove Clash?
Rare Groove Clash, yeah, and then there was a lot of well, you know,
I remember. So
people saying that we shouldn't have been in it because we promoted it, which made sense, really. So after that, we thought, I mean, we didn't win it anyway, so it's a good thing we didn't. I mean, if we did, what would have happened? You know, people would be saying, "Ah, it's fixed." You know, they were in it and they promote it and they've won it. So we didn't win it, and after that, we thought, you know what, let's just stick to doing it and not be a part of it that way. You know. So
but I have to say, great concept from you guys, and it worked a treat. And at the moment, you're doing the revival side of it. You know, held back the Rare Groove, which I'm not going to say I'm upset about, but that's how it goes. But let's get back to the machine side. Now, you yourself and your sound, you know, authentically, I still look at you've got some of them big heavyweight ASS boxes and
ASS, what's his name? Watco.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. But didn't you have some ASS tops?
ASS tops, isn't it? Mid-top.
Yeah, the top.
Mid and tops, but we did have ASS scoops. We did have some. But we got rid of them. Yeah, we did.
But you yourself, as a sound, do you? Because I know now you use different amps. You know, the light school amps. But do you still, looking at the stack? You know, when I see your stack, it does still look authentic. And do you still want to keep that kind of look?
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at things is, if it's not broken, why change it? Why you know, it's doing what it's doing. There's a business side to the sound system, and we're still doing our business the same way with these older boxes. So why are we going to change them? You know, I mean, obviously everyone does think for a different reason. There's box builders, there's this, there's that. So there's a reason to showcase your sound with different things. But we're not in that side of it where we'll keep changing equipment to showcase the sound, to sell equipment then, for instance. You know, we're just a sound system doing our thing within a certain circuit or circuits. So yeah, it's going to stay very much the same, and it has for quite a while now, to be honest.
Okay, right. And you yourself, you know, you've been in this for a while. I know you guys won the Rare Groove Cup Clash years ago in the 90s.
I think it was about 2000 or 2001.
Oh yeah, it was. That's right. Yeah, right at the early turn of the century.
Yeah.
And you guys have been in the sound game for a while now. Yourself, Bucky, have you ever, you know, has there ever been a time where you said, you know what, I've had enough?
No. It's a hobby that turned into a slight business. You know, it's a hobby that I love. I mean, when I first started doing it, I thought, by the time I hit 2021, it's going to be finished. You know, we won't get the bookings no more, because it was all college people who was booking us for their little parties and so on. And it's just evolved. So no, I have never thought about, I'm going to hang up my boots. It's when the work dries up, then I hang them up, you know, so to speak.
Right. You know? So you're still, you know, before COVID started, you're still going out there when you're out there and you're enjoying the vibes.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That keeps you going and everything, yeah?
Definitely.
So from young, I've seen part of your collection. I know some of what you have there. So from young, was it, you would say, like a lot of us, would you say you was musically orientated into sound system?
Yeah, I actually come from a musical family, so yeah, it's you know, music was in the blood. Mum was very much into music. She used to take me to the record shop from I was little. And
you was lucky, mate.
Yeah, she'd sit on the counter and she'd be buying her music, and she bought me a tune, my first tune, when I was around age 5, and I haven't looked back since then, to be honest.
Okay. That's great. Right, and yourself as a soundman, what would you say was your best moment? Best moment as a soundman.
Best moment. Too many, you know, to be honest. I mean, it's just an achievement to have people raving up, enjoying themselves and dancing up in front of you. You know, it's that for me is an achievement, you know, having a good, strong crowd of people who are being fully entertained. Well, it looks like they're being fully entertained. Obviously, I'm going to be biased and say, yeah, they're entertained by me. But
yeah.
But it looks like it is, you know, and other people telling you that, yeah, you know, you're doing this, it's nice and blah, 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 and so on. That for me is one of the best achievements, really. You know, I mean, there's too many things over the 31 years. I can't even remember every single thing that we've done now.
So you can't really put your finger on one, really.
No, not as such. Maybe buying our equipment, our very own equipment, having our very own sound equipment there. We don't have to worry to check someone else to say, yeah, we need to work with them to say they can't lend it to us because they're using it themselves, and then we're stuck. Maybe the fact that we've got our own equipment from a good few years ago that is ours, you know, and we don't need to go to anywhere else to borrow anything to do something.
Right. Okay. Wicked. That makes total sense. I'm not going to ask you the flip side of that just yet. I'm going to come back to you. Well, if you're there, Bucky, speak.
Everyone has had bad days in the office. You know that, innit? From the last sound check, right?
Yep.
Let's not go down.
The last sound check for me.
We all love them.
No. What I'm saying is the last sound check wasn't a good day in the office, but a bad day in the office that we had was years before that. You know, we was playing next to a particular sound from the same area, and we're using our Crest 9001. Not that's too much, but we was using that amp, and that was always played for us. And on the night, the bass just shorted out. the amp kept clipping, it kept not clipping, it kept shorting out and going into protection. And we couldn't work it out, right? We tried everything, plugging out boxes, doing this, doing that. And well, after the dance, we checked, we didn't have no bass for most of the dance, basically, right? So after the dance, we checked the boxes, and one of the XLRs on the back of the box, the wire had broken off. So it was like touching and not touching, and it was causing the amp to go into protection. That was it. Now, you imagine what that on the night, you know, I mean, we didn't even start looking. There's too many bloody bass boxes, opening up all the bass boxes, you know. We just couldn't bother, right? So I just plugged, and it weren't working. Now, that's the worst time for me because, you know, we know what we're capable of. And the night that we really needed to play bass, we couldn't play any. Yeah, and the sound were playing bass, man.
See, right.
Right
Okay.
next to us in the corner, and they were killing us with bass, yeah, and we couldn't do nothing back. That for me is the worst, you know?
See, that's a sound man thing when you have to troubleshoot and you can't find it.
You can't find it, no.
Right,
No.
I understand. Bucky, just stay where you are, get a little drink,
Yeah,
quick yatter in a little while. You can in and out, whatever. Big up, thank you very much. Right. Over in the corner, we have Mr. Huw Williams from Sinai Sound. Huw, thank you very much for coming to the SSM chat show. If you could come on the lawn, introduce yourself, tell us a little about Sinai Sound.
Easy, everyone. How you doing? So yeah, my name's Huw Williams. Some people know me as Chef. And I run Sinai Sound System, based out of Sheffield. So yeah, I mean, it's a good place where to start, really. So I mean, the sound system itself, I've been running Sinai now for only a very short time, which is 6 years, which is very short in the grand scheme of what other people have been talking about. Very, very short. But I've been kind of involved with speakers in some way or some fashion since the early 90s. So well, before that, really. So I mean, my very earliest memories are playing with my dad's hi-fi. It's like playing with his records, watching my dad do his thing. So sort of growing up surrounded by that. And he was in some folk bands, and he had his own PA, and he'd take that around. We were living in Sutton Coldfield then in Birmingham, and he would take his PA and he'd go and do barn dances. He'd go and do barn dances with his folk band, and he was effectively the MC, which is quite funny when I think about it. And he'd take that around with him. So as time progresses, as I get slightly older, we moved to Wales, and that set of speakers there, I sort of found it in the shed or in the garage one time. And I just sort of plugged it in, had no idea what I was doing, and just started to play my own music on it. And that eventually progressed into doing like birthday parties, things like that. And the interesting thing about all of this is that I was living then in a little tiny village in the middle of Wales in the early 90s. So I had no real knowledge of what the things you guys have been talking about. They just didn't exist. It's like how would I learn about that?
You were secluded, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my only interaction that you would have with learning about new music in the early 90s is through Top of the Pops, or yeah, or that kind of thing. And
we may Google, but you know,
yeah,
everyone's somewhere.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, or Radio 1, so like, or the local radio station. And what seemed to be prolific in the early 90s was chart reggae music. Was very, very popular. That's kind of it was about. So the very first single I ever bought was Murder She Wrote by Shaka Demus and Pliers. That's the first single I ever bought.
Okay.
So that I just like saw reggae music on TV. I had like no idea what it was. Like, I mean, I'm a small kid from mid Wales. I had no idea what it was. This sort of stuff comes on TV, and I just somehow gravitated towards it. And it's simple as that, really. Why do you like anything? It just kind of appealed to me. I just really loved it.
It gripped you straight away.
Yeah,
one of them ones.
Yeah. And then I guess the next piece of the puzzle after all of that is kind of I didn't really do much with my dad's little set. I mean, it was only a couple of 15s, nothing too exciting. I do occasional thing for 6th form parties, you know, just nothing too serious. And it was only when I went to university, and then I moved to Leeds, and I saw around Leeds they have these, they're called advertising totems. They've got these posters on for nights. And I saw a night, and I recognized the name, one of the names in the second room. So I thought, okay, I'll go along, go to this event. And that event was called Subdub. And I'm queuing up outside. This is at the Leeds West Indian Centre in Chapel Town. I got out of my car, and all I can hear is, and it's like, what the fuck's this? What the hell's this? What the hell is this madness? And like, you get to the gate, and this isn't like a normal club. Like, bearing in mind, again, like naive, like young kid, no idea what I'm experiencing. I'm going to this place, like the men on the gate are kind of slightly surly with you. This isn't a club. What the hell's? I had no idea what's going on. Walk to the main door of Leeds West Indian Centre, and I walk down this ramp. And all I can hear is and what was there was Iration Steppers. That's the first, like, when we're talking sound system, when we're talking about sound system, that's the first proper sound system that I heard. And
okay. And Kutty's smiling because Kutty know about Iration. These gentlemen here.
I probably was there that night.
Yeah.
Bucky know about Iration. You know, I have to ask Huw. I've seen your set and your sound. You know, you're more on the root side of things, is it? You're doing your dances now?
I'd say so, yeah. That's kind of what I enjoy, and that's what I play. Yeah.
Right, and I've seen you a lot of venues up and down the country, as well as over in Europe as well.
Yeah.
You do a lot of touring kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, technology has always been really interesting to me. Like many other people have discussed it, I've always been intrigued by like just any kind of electronic equipment, computers, hi-fis. Like when I was in my teenage years, I built a hi-fi separate system, as everyone did seemingly back in the 90s, and I was just really obsessed with like adding this piece of equipment, improve this piece of quality, buying this wire made this sound better. So I tried to apply that to the sound system, is try to apply a bit of quality control to it, if that makes sense. And I've got a lot of friends around the country that their job is they hire out PAs. That's kind of what they do, really big events, line arrays, all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I really, really love authentic hand-built sound systems where the passion that people put into a reggae sound system dance there's nothing like it. I'm literally just trying to marry those two worlds together, if that makes sense.
Right. I understand, because you and Kutty, I mean, both, you hire out a lot of sets and what have you, you know, up and down the country in Europe and what have you. Yeah. So you would see a lot of the passion still there for the authenticity. Definitely. You know, I see that a lot of, you know, people don't see it as much, but I see the passion for the authentic look and the authentic ways is still there quite a lot.
Yeah, so the kind of the way I try to describe it to people is let's use L-acoustics or D&B Audio Technic as like a line array system that's in a club. Someone's going to pull it in, they've placed it in there, it's installed and it's set up. So let's say they have a clash dance there, they go and play on that system. There's no engineer there. It is there to play back music. That's the only reason it's there. You take Qualitex sound in there, you take Bucky sound in there, it sounds different, and the people operating it, they care. Like Taleba was talking about before, how that doesn't exist. When you have a real sound in there, the people,
agreed,
it's not just there for facilitating music. The people that put the sound in, they want it to sound good because they like the whole concept of the music that's playing. They want their sound to sound good. So that's kind of why I get booked, because even if it's a dubstep dance or any other kind of genre, I don't care what music it is. I just want it to sound good. It's like, and I'm there trying to make it sound as best as it possibly can. Whereas previously, sometimes people might have just booked a next PA gig and the engineer doesn't care. I've seen this before. Cutty probably has as well, where you'll have like a PA man and he's sat in the corner, laptop, he's got headphones on. He doesn't care about the music at all.
Yeah.
He doesn't care what music, might not be into. He doesn't give a monkey's eyes. It sounds rubbish. I don't care. I like rock music, not reggae. And he sits in the corner and doesn't make it sound good. Whereas me, I'm coming into this from the passion, and I try and apply some of the passion that I love for my music to try and help other people with their music sound better. Now, I sometimes get critiqued for people playing techno on my sound system, but I'm still using hand-built boxes. I'm still using a hand-built preamp. It's still a sound system. It's just the music.
Right, I understand that. And it was Mr. B from Ebony Showcase who did one day put up a comment on the book, which completely gripped me. And he said that his words were, some people play music and some people play with music, which is totally true from an opera kind of thing, you know, if you understand what I'm saying there, Huw. So I know what you mean about people being in the corner, digitalize it and just leave it, basically.
Yeah. And then again, the other reason I get sometimes booked is another way to describe it is you wouldn't. Lots of people have probably had this where like, why are you bringing your sound system into this venue? We've already got a set of speakers. To my response is, if you book a band, do they bring their own instruments?
Right.
I mean, a club doesn't have its one guitar that the Rolling Stones comes and use. You're using our guitar tonight, but we've got our own guitar that we like. I know, but it doesn't work like that. It's just that I see sound system as the same. But the reason I'm bringing, it's not because it's better than yours. It's just it's a different.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And like I said, you do a lot of touring and hiring. Do you do that with, as well as the DJs? Do you do bands as well?
I've done literally everything. Bands less so. It does occasionally happen, but the majority of our work is either me taking the sound out to play other sounds, or to power nights. That's kind of what we do. And again, with bridging that gap, because we've got that many boxes, we can do lots of dances on one night, if that makes sense. So it's
yeah. The more you have, the more you can earn. Sometimes that's how it goes. You can take the bookings.
Yeah, that's kind of what we do. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And yourself, you've been, like I said, you've been around a little while. What's your nicest moment, the best moment you remember in sound? Because I know you plotted up last couple of years all over the place.
Yeah. There's lots I could probably talk about. But one that sticks in my head is I was in Paris last year. To give it to some kind of context, this was room 2. But the capacity of the room was 2,500 people. My sound system was in, and then in the main room, Aswad were playing. I didn't see them. They came around and they saw me playing, and they were kind of like shocked, like when I was dropping the bass and playing with the sound. And that's sort of like double take on that. Oh, hang on, that's Aswad. It's like the reason I kind of got into this is because I liked, Shine, Coming and Shine, like that tune back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
That's kind of what got me in to owning a sound system, was hearing music like that. And now you're excited and you love my sound system?
Right.
Like what? How does that work? It's just like a really funny kind of how life can turn. Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, that was a moment where I had to double take. As like,
right. Okay. And right, COVID seems to be. Have you been out since the beginning of COVID anywhere at all yourself?
I mean, other than to the warehouse, to just do some general maintenance on the sound. But tell you the truth, I've not even done as much maintenance as I thought I would have, because I don't know when I'm going to take the sound out next. I was going to paint it and redo my settings, but I've no enthusiasm to do it because I have no idea when I'm going to be able to play it next.
Right. Okay.
It almost seems pointless.
So for the time being, everything's just saying park up. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, I mean,
next year.
We're prototyping. So we got some new boxes. We're prototyping. We're playing with new drivers and this and that. But other than that, it's just kind of slow and steady at the minute. I mean, I'm done a few live streams here and there, but nothing too hectic. No.
Okay.
All very depressing, really. I mean, as I'm sure all of you will know, like all the plans for this year are just gone. Lots of exciting stuff should have happened already that hasn't. Oh well, it's not our fault. Nothing we can do.
Right, okay. That's how we go. Right, stay there, Huw, because
Yeah,
I'm
man, no
just
problem.
going to jump around a couple of questions. Barry, Mr. B,
Yes, sir.
are you available to get... I can see your smiley face. This man's given me joke for years, longest, and I'm so glad I met him because great technician, great man, always make me smile. Ebony Showcase right here. Barry, give us a little rundown on you for those who don't know much, who I think isn't no one, you know.
How far back do you want me to go?
Well, you know what? It's history time. Kutty only told a little of his story, so, you know, tell us a little something, and then we'll jump round the board. So go ahead.
Okay. I think my first sound system, I was in the 5th year of school because we were in an area where each school all had their school dances. And the local boys, little sound system, but always brought the big sound. We always done the warm up. And then the big sound will roll in and then take over the dance. We've had, back in them days, Saxon, Tubbies, you name it, all rolled through North London. After that, obviously, life takes over, work, everything else. I moved to East London, and luckily for me, the house my parents bought was right opposite Barracuda's workshop. I see these guys walking out with these big silver boxes, and I'm going, what the hell is that? So I sort of went over there, knocked on the door one day, he took me to, there's a little door, and he went downstairs. And once again, when you see a man like that working, building preamps, you're just in awe. You're just, wow, yeah, I want that. So a few guys got together, and that was another sound. Again, life takes over, you move through. I then retired out of that because, again, people who know me, I'm a DJ. I'm a soul DJ. So blues dances, that was me throughout the 90s into the 2000s, just DJing. But I think it was 2011, I said to a friend of mine, you know what, I'm fed up of hiring sound systems because I'm not making any money. I used to, even friends, I used to, how much to hire your sound for? £250, okay? But that's how much I've charged. I'm not making no money.
Yep, yep.
So from then, I think 2011, I went to Ligua to build me a sound from then. And obviously, I think that's when things, for me, I think things went sideways because it went reggae orientated for me. Because Jason started up with the sound checks and all that sort of thing, and everything was reggae. And I was going, well,
right, okay.
Yeah, we might as well do it.
You missed one part though, Ebony.
Which one that? When we kill you?
B&E.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, because
B&E was before Golden Palace.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And I don't know why I entered that competition. Best New Entertainer, that was 2011. I don't know why I entered the
Yeah, that was in Walsall, yeah.
Walsall.
I don't know why the hell I entered a roots competition when I know absolutely nothing about roots.
Well, you won it.
But we won it.
There you go. So you must have had some kind of confidence in your set and yourself.
Well, the thing is, it's not the set. People who know me.
It's a delivery.
I'm a confident person. When I'm behind my sound, you know what? Forget about what the sound sounds like. I know my music. My selector knows his music, and together we've been playing music together since 1985. So it just works when we're playing, and I think for me it's all about entertainment.
I understand that, and all of us that's what when we go out to do. We want to musically entertain the people in front of you, but yourself, Barry, and I'm pretty sure about this. I know you're a good technician. I'm pretty sure I know that, you know, if you walk away from a stack that's set up and you listen, that you will know what you're supposed to be hearing?
I wouldn't say I'm a technician. I early 2000s, I went and done a master's degree in acoustics. And it's only because from there and messing around with sound systems, you know what something is supposed to sound like. So if it's not there, you would say to someone, but believe it or not, I worked more on PAs than sound systems. And where I got disillusioned was you'll go to an engineer with the line array and you go, something's missing. They'll turn around and I think you hit it on the nose. You go, well, yeah, but the public won't really know the difference. Okay, yeah, but I'm the public and I'm telling you.
Right. Okay, yeah.
But the thing is, every sound system is different. And I think that's where some of the heated debates come in, because everyone thinks the sound system is supposed to sound a certain way.
Yeah.
Because Chalky, you know that the joke when people used to go, "Oh, Ebony no bass." I used to love that.
Yes, yeah, I remember. Then I came and heard for myself.
That's a Golden Palace nickname.
Yeah, because growing up, what my favorite sound was Unity. I used to follow Unity up, down, left, right, center, you name it. Was never the heaviest sound, but when it came to clarity, perfect. And I always said, if I want a sound, I want to sound like that.
Right. Okay. So, and then, as you said, Alf helped you put together a set, which I did hear a couple of times. And that's what I'm saying. Your set is clean. Your set's very clean, and it had the weight behind it, I have personally, I never heard it played back. And you seem, when I've seen you, you seem to be under control of that. That's why I've said these comments,
Only because I'm sad, because again, I spend hours with my sound system before I bring it into public. I'll spend nights in the lockup messing around with different settings before I'll go, yeah, it's ready for people to hear it. And even when you bring it into a venue, you go, nah, I'm going to change it when I go back. And that's the thing with, well, Bucky is, well, if it don't broke, don't fix it. I'm the sort of person, well, I'm going to change it after 2 years and do something else. Because
That's me.
It's about evolving for me. So I'll try something, use it. Nothing wrong with it. I'll get rid of it and just try something different.
Understood. Yeah. Right. And for you, as a real proud sound man, yeah. Your best moment, Barry. Your best moment, your favorite moment that you can remember that made you feel real proud.
Killing Kutty.
I was waiting for that
one. Now, to be honest,
him and him friend them bite out and gang way up.
Was that in GP, was it?
Yeah.
When I had to borrow sound.
Yeah, borrow sound. After him coming at the dance tonight, blew up theme sound, and we allow him to come back in. Yeah. And well, we didn't anyway. His friends did. Yeah. Him friend them when they gang up for plan to kill the little, because a pure London man and them want to kill the country sound. And they know the country sound are the killer. So the London sound them. I remember like 2 weeks ago we beat up one of them London friend. So all of them gang up and with the night.
It's all about fans. Taleba will tell you if you don't have enough fans, you're dead.
No, but you know what you
Don't involve me in this, okay?
All of your sound man friend them to come gang up.
On a serious note, I think as long as I've been playing sound over the years, I think my best moment was just before I retired. We done a dance for jammies with certain artists. And at the end of the night, jammies came to me and even the artist said, boy, this is one of the best sounding sound systems that they've ever heard. And for me, I went, you know what? Yeah, I can retire happy now.
Yeah, definitely. And I have to say, for you, Barry. I did come to that. You remember a couple of years ago where there was the two bigs. There was Mitch and who else was it? And you,
Brent and Brendan.
Yeah, Mitch and Brendan. Now that day, and you did set up the North London lot in that stack. Yours was a lot smaller. You remember?
I remember that night.
And I have to say, for me, all right, there was a whirl of boxes, bass bins on both sides. But you know what? I have to say, and I said it that night, that set that you set up there that night, to me, in my opinion, that took that. And you was just supposed to be the warm-up thing, you know?
Well, that was a funny night because when they were putting on that dance, I got contacted early in the year. Oh, do you want to do the set for North London? And I said, well, you know what? If the money is right, I'm going to do it. But the politics in this game, North London DJs don't want to play an Ebony Showcase for whatever reason.
Okay.
They brought in that sound, fed it up, and obviously saw what they was up against. Sound man come set up the sound. I said, boy, I'm not touching it. I'm sorry. You had the option to use me. You bring this. But I'm loyal to North London.
Yeah, which I found out that night. Yes.
So I couldn't turn away and go, boy, let the North London sound. I went round there, tweaked a few things, and got it the best it could sound for what they had. And again, it was more knowledge because just because you're big, it's not all about the bass and everything else. It's all about clarity, especially in a massive hall. And that's where Brendan and Mitch all fell down because they were going for volume, bass, and it just all went terribly wrong for them.
Yeah, there was no balance, basically. I understand that, yeah. Right, okay. Anything else you want to tell us, Mr. B, while you're there? Because it was so nice of you to come in the lawn because I wasn't expecting you tonight. So, you know.
Well, the only thing I got to say, I'm still staying retired. Wink, wink.
Okay, right. I know about that. Wink, wink. Okay. I know the garage, the lockup has got enough boxes, so we'll leave it at that.
It's all dictated by health with me. As people who know, I got diagnosed with prostate cancer around 4 years ago, and for me, it's all about my health at the minute.
So health first, anything else come after.
The sound is in the garage. It's probably going to stay in the garage.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm sad to hear that, but you never know. You never know. We'll see. Anyway.
We are cured that one. We are cured that I get cured, man. Don't worry about
that. It's only because Kutty wants a rematch.
No. Me done give Barry the diagnosis for clear up that prostate already. So yeah.
Well, Kutty wants a rematch, so you know we might set it up. So you never know.
Come on, we also
in the corner. She'll have to come as referee. Yes. Anyway, Mr. B, stay there. Right, I'm going to ask a couple of questions to everybody else. Thank you very much for staying with us. So let's go back to Keith. Keith? Right, now COVID's been about and messed up everything. You yourself, plug what you're doing. What are you doing at the moment apart from work at home? What are you doing in the industry itself at the moment?
I suppose... it's me, because really, mainly, I'm a DJ, really, a selector. So I've been, I suppose, scanning, looking at music. I'm having more time to listen to people's retransfers and things like that. So I'm still checking myself as regards buying music, but I'm really looking into music a bit more as really, I'm into more the roots music at the moment. So that's where it's at, really. So it's just looking and searching and sourcing.
Right. You doing any shows of any kind at the moment, or you just shopping around?
I'm just shopping around and looking. Like I said, I'm more of a selector in that sense. So I'll probably practice some mixes and put things together and do some playlists and things like that. So that's where I'm on at the moment.
Right. And are you taking advantage of the time? This same goes for everybody, but are you taking advantage of the time to learn the craft kind of thing, the mixing part of it, and all of that kind of thing, you know?
Well, you know, with the mixing, I can mix anyway because I can beat mix because my income doesn't come from sound system. My income comes from, like, say, selecting and DJing.
Yeah.
So the actual sound system is more of a hobby. So within the COVID thing, I used to have like kind of a residency at a pub. So we've been affected by that, not being able to play there. But and that's kind of all kinds of music, really, from R&B to funky house and all the rest of it. But really, my main passion is obviously roots. So that's the only thing. So the COVID hasn't affected, like, say, the sound, because, like I said, the last time we played, that was in 2019. You know what I mean? So I'm not affected in that way.
Okay. Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Keith. Stay around. Yeah, that question there. Let's go to Wayne over in the top left. Yes, Wayne, if you could just plug what you're doing. Let me know what you're going to do now that COVID's easing out. What are you up to at the moment?
Well, we've got Sound System Sundays starting back 26th of this month. Last Sunday this month, we've got that starting back again. I can't remember the sounds. I know Trojan 7 is one of the sounds on there. The other two, it's on the group. It'll be up there shortly as to who's playing. So that's what I'll be concentrating on.
So that's the Sound System Sundays group on Facebook, yes?
Yeah.
Right, okay. And you yourself, you're just going to be same again, searching and getting music and doing what you're doing yourself, yeah?
Buying records, and obviously the downloading still goes on. Realistically, I spend most of my time buying, looking, still searching out the old vinyls, looking for those and buying them.
Finding some of the new old school records, basically, the ones that slip you by and everything, yeah?
Little piece that you missed over the years.
Yeah, yes, exactly that. All right then, Wayne, thank you very much for that. Just hold tight. Yeah, I want to get a drink in a moment myself. Taleba in the corner, and she's smiling. Yeah. Tell us what you're up to, what you're going to be doing. You know, COVID's easing. You yourself, I know you're involved in pieces here and there. So what are you up to?
I'm going to say this because I never really spoke about it before. But last year, we, as the collective, we were recognized by some very important people, really important people. And we took part in an ad campaign. And it was going to be absolutely huge. I mean, people from, we had to do something like I remember the testing. I remember Father Chalky, we had a discussion about it and it was in the group.
Yeah, I did apply for that. That's correct.
Yeah. And we were asking for people to take part in this. It was going to be huge. I mean, we were literally going to be on billboards all over the country. And that was it was something that I can't say who the company is because I had to sign.
Yeah, I remember you couldn't talk about it before. I remember, yeah.
But trust me, it was going to blow the collective, the members, and sound system culture in general out into the limelight. We were going to be everywhere. And I was excited about that because what that would then do is open doors. And once the doors are open, we're able then to get funding. One of my biggest dreams is to introduce sound system culture into schools, into the mainstream, into the curriculum.
Right, okay.
From building the boxes, the set, the history in Jamaica, how it came to the UK, because as much as we do like to talk about Britain, Jamaica, where it's come from, the actual style that we have here is something that for me is homegrown as a British style of sound system, and I think that it should be part of British history. I don't know why it's separate, but it really should be a part of it because this is where it began. We know where it come from. I'm just saying the style that we know as today that's in this country, we owe it to the British, a lot of the British born sound members that are here. And I think it should be part of the curriculum. So there's been so many talks in the background as to where I was going to go with this, and we were on the brink. And guess what happened? COVID.
Right. Yeah, I did see the little messages that you had put up that you was very excited. Yeah.
The campaign was to go live the beginning of March, and then they said to us, just give us a couple of weeks, we'll just do the editing and whatever, and bang, 23rd of March, I think it was, or 21st of March, lockdown.
Wow, that and I can't say no more. That would have hurt. That would have hurt, definitely.
Yeah, if that had gone ahead, seriously, it would have really, it would have given a lot of sound system owners, DJs, selectors. It would have given people an even bigger platform. We would have been able to push some doors and get some things done.
Is that still in the pipeline, Taleba?
They've told us basically what it was to do with was the fact that there is an influence in groups. Groups are very influential. I don't think people realize how serious Facebook groups are and forums. I think people look at them and they say, oh, it's just a joke. All you do is talk, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. There is power in these groups that people are not aware of. There is money in influence, and people don't understand that there's more we can do for our sound system community if you're in numbers, okay? I think with the rise of the digital age, some of the older members and people are having to get with it now. You know, we can't sort of stay in the vinyl days or those days, but you know, we've got to move forward because people are making serious money on Facebook. People, I mean, imagine, look how many sound men are out there in one place, and I've managed to do that, and I want to build on that. I want to build on the collective. I want more and more people who feel like they love sound system but maybe didn't grow up in it or don't know anything about it to come to this safe place, have a discussion, you know, be influenced by someone in the group, and then go on to make, you know, to do their thing, or go on to build a sound, go on to support other people. So really, we are just a base. And I think for me is to try and see if we can tie up some of the loose ends of the things that we were doing last year. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the campaign again because they've told me that it's now been shelved unless things change with COVID. So I don't know. But really, I just feel disheartened sometimes that this culture, this sound system culture, it's not praised enough. It's not
agreed, dude. I do agree with that.
And I don't know if people are as passionate as me, but I just want it to be the biggest thing ever. I just want it to be something that every single person in some way, you know, is touched by it. Because how can you not love it? How can you not love it? I don't get it, maybe because I'm biased. But I really wish that children, especially like my kids, I've taught them a few things and they've seen their granddad and whatever, and they know what speakers are. I just want little kids to actually see the culture and recognize it for what it is.
Yes,
and not say, what's it? Is this a cassette? What's the cassette? What's the CD?
Yeah,
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
I want every young person should grow up knowing what this is. Even if you don't follow it, you should grow up knowing what this is. It's part of our British culture. It's embedded in us. So you should know, just like you should know how to swim.
Yep, agreed, totally. Because I've done that to my grandkids so far.
Yep,
you know, let's try and embrace. And one of them, Granddad, what's that big CD? And then I have to tell her, no, it's not CD, it's record, it's vinyl. But you know, you grow that into them and thing, you know.
We move so far forward that we just forget. And I'm not saying we shouldn't evolve, but sometimes it's nice to know where you're coming from. It's nice to know what a record is, you know. It's nice to know what a cassette is. It's nice to know. It's good to know.
Okay, lovely, Taleba, lovely. And I know you're working hard and you're supporting all the clashes and everything. So you're busy. So,
Yeah, but
yeah.
I might be toning it down though, because I think COVID, I keep hearing people say, when we go back to normal, when we go back to, there is no normal. We're moving to something else. This is going to be something different that we're going to have to, accept and work with. So I don't believe we're going back. I just believe that it's going to be, especially the digital era now where everybody's clashing online, that's sort of really taking off now. If the authorities give us places to do clashes in, I don't know how this is going to work because they're fighting against the culture now. So it's going to be very difficult to go back to what we were. There's going to be more hoops to jump through. There's going to be more papers, more regulation. Law. You know, it's not going to be, let's just have a dance again. It's going to be, well, have you been pap tested and have you had this and where's your license and where's your documents and who knows you? I think it's just going to get a little bit more stricter in terms of who is going to be able to play out there in the future.
Right. I totally understand that and I agree with that as well. So Taleba, thank you very much. Stay around, keep your smile there. Let me jump to Kutty at the top. Yeah, he's still smiling, you know. Kutty, tell me what you're up to. COVID's obviously affected you, but I know you're still building boxes and blah, blah, blah. So you've still got orders. So what are you up to?
Well, like Huw said earlier, we had a few festivals and stuff lined up that was blown out the park because of the COVID. So, I mean, we were supposed to be in Spain soon. And, I mean, Spain might still go ahead because International Dub Gathering was moved to October. And at the moment, it hasn't been cancelled yet. So we don't know. Fingers crossed that still goes ahead. But to go with on the same topic as the online thing, we've got a nice little online, I'll call it a clash because from two sounds string up on a play, it's always a clash. But it's going to be a different kind of clash, not the cussing clash like everybody like. But you know, Qualitex, we're not into that.
Yeah. Well, me and you both. Yes.
Yeah. So we got us and Empire Sound. That's going to be sorry, Wayne, but we're going to clash with your event, the 26th of July, 8 o'clock on. As you know, I've also got my YouTube channel and my other Facebook page, Real Soundman Live.
Yeah, I've checked both of them lately. Yes.
Yeah, so that's going to be live stream. The clash is going to be live stream on those two platforms. So yeah, it should be a good one. Also, yeah, as I say, I'm still building. Orders are still coming in. With order books are full. So me and the boys, we're still flat out building boxes. So yeah.
Okay, wicked. So you're keeping busy, you know, take the online clashes and a few online parties and just keep there basically.
Yeah,
you know?
and the Real Soundman Live YouTube channel. Yeah, this was in the planning from before the COVID, but then obviously the COVID slowed it down and we didn't have enough events to put up on there, so it got slowed down. But once the lockdown was being announced that it's gonna start easing and stuff, I decided to open up the channel and get it out there, start up. And the Black Lives Matter thing, I had to put that out there because I was involved in it a lot. I filmed the whole thing, the march in Bristol, and I just had to put it up on. I just decided to put it up on the channel. I know it's not a Soundman thing, but it's Soundman life. It's my life,
right?
And it affected me, so I put that up on there. So them videos, that little girl, her little speech, that got me, man. I don't know how much people watch it so far, but that little speech there, if anybody go and check that out, that got me. I ain't gonna lie.
I did say now, that did.
If I watch that now,
I saw it. I did
come.
see it. Yes.
Yeah. If I watch that now, I cry still because them things there. That was deep. That was a deep little thing.
Okay, right. You sound like, you know, and I can see you're still sitting there in the chair and you're still smiling. So obviously,
always smiling.
In the business, things ain't terrible for you? You know, obviously it's slowed down
Yeah, I
and what.
think no, big time. It just like everybody else, it's affected us big time. Income literally got slashed down to bare minimum. Yeah. Obviously we're still building, but there's other stuff that goes on. We do other stuff as well. So and our income got slashed big time. But like everybody else, we just have to make do, find a way to move forward and deal with it. So yeah, we don't let it get us down. We still smile.
Right, that's the good thing, because I know there's, you know, there's people around me, myself, who slid into the depression mode kind of thing, you know, which isn't a good thing for anybody. So
That's
for
right.
me, with my sound system and the music as well, that's helped me personally through COVID myself, you know. Well, Kutty, you know what? Big up yourself each and every time. You know, stay
man.
there. You know, we'll chat a little still. We ain't
Yeah,
finished.
man, we chat. I'm
Yeah.
here. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere.
Huw, in the corner. What are you up to now? COVID's slightly come down. You still billing and sending boxes and doing things?
Yeah, I mean, the majority of I mean, this is my job basically. Sinai is my job. So as soon as it happened back in March time, I mean, I was supposed to go on an Easter tour, an Easter European tour. Boof, gone. I'm literally supposed to be on my summer tour right now, and boof, gone. Which is a bit gutting, but I'm a kind of very positive person, so I have to see the advantages in any kind of situation. And one of the advantages is I'm having a chance to rest for the first time in I do not know how long. I can in for the first time in 15 years. This is the longest time I've had in one place to actually have a decent night's sleep at the weekend and catch up on life really, which I think is important. It's not all about just taking your boxes out every weekend and staying up late and this, that, and the other. Looking after your own personal health and personal well-being is important. And so it's been nice to take advantage of the nice weather. I'm lucky in that I have a garden of sorts, a yard, so I can sit outside and enjoy the sun. And to me, that's been an important part, being able to take a breather. The last few years have been so hectic.
Yeah, you've got to stay healthy in this game, otherwise
Yeah.
you're no good to no one, obviously.
With the idea being that when we come, if it comes back, I mean, Taleba touched on the subject, what will be coming back like? I mean, nobody knows, nobody can say for certain. But if something comes back, we'll be roaring to go and just enthused for what can happen. But in other aspects, I mean, I sell T-shirts online from my shop, for Sinai merch, so that's been keeping me going. Been doing that. I've taught a few online classes. My friend is a lecturer at a college, and I've done some guest lectures for his kids. He teaches like an audio class basically. So I've been doing some of that, and I've got a few. Once now we're allowed to travel a bit more freely, I'm going to go and do some more tweaking of sound systems. I do that occasionally. Go and take my microphone and go and time align sound systems. I do that, and it's just sort of planning for the future really. A lot of things are all very up in the air, so it's very hard to decide on the future. But you know, we're prototyping new boxes. We're going to add some new upgraded boxes. I think the time is right to change them. Just continual processing of trying to improve ourselves basically, and kind of combined with some of you may know that last November, if you're talking about bad things that have happened to you, but the worst thing that's happened to me is when our sound system got flooded.
I did hear about that.
Yeah. So
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I don't mean just like a little bit of water. I mean, it went, if you imagine a scoop, it went halfway up the height of the driver in the scoop. That's how high it was. So like the water was like as high as the driver.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. How many boxes was there at the time?
In the warehouse at the time, there would have been 28 scoops, 12 super bass horns.
Wow.
9 of my mid tops, 12 other mid tops, 10 function 1 boxes, my entire record collection, all our amplifiers, CDJs, you name it.
Wow.
You name it.
Wow.
You name it, it was in there. So, bearing in mind, I wasn't even in the country at the time. So I'm in New York DJing, and I get a message like, "There's a bit of water down the office. Someone needs to come and see it." So I'm gonna get in, like delayed messages and have to like message the crew, and everyone's rushing down there to go and try and drag the stuff out as quick as possible. So I mean, all the amplifiers got dragged out as quick as possible, but my entire record collection that went under the water.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I know that feeling when you lose a whole heap of music. So I'm sorry to hear that. For true.
Luckily, most of the speaker boxes were salvaged. I mean, some of them, like my mid tops, one of them, well, two of them were on their back, and they were floating about in the water. And they moved from like one side of the warehouse to the other.
So that's a serious flood. Then.
And then when my friends went to rescue them, they reckon they tipped a bath's worth of water out of them.
Wow. Well, that's definitely what I call a deep, sad, horrible moment for true. But you've come up after that and come up bigger and better still. So you know that's the positive side for true.
So we've moved to a new premises. Our friend is a manager of a venue in Sheffield, and we store the sound system. It's like a selection of studios, and it's also our sound system storage. So we keep our sound system there. So it's been a lot of the time we've had free. We've been regrouping, like rebuilding and like resetting up a new workshop and that kind of thing. So that's we've had the time to do it. Whereas before would be out up and down the country or across Europe over every weekend, no time on our hands. But now all the time in the world to kind of take.
So that's a good thing. You've taken advantage of the time. And
trying to look a positive outlook on things. It's not what we wanted, but you've got to try and see. You can do the little jobs on the sound you've always wanted to do, like all those little things, all them wires that are like too long and that need to be shortened to the right length. Just like real mundane. It's fine, you can leave it. But when you've got the time, you've got all the time in the world to build new wires and
just do it and get it done, basically. Then, Huw, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, enough respect for that. Sinai Sound in the middle. Last time I met him, I had my photo taken with him as well. Big up Bucky D. What are you? I know you're a working man. Sound-wise, now things are gonna ease off because, as I said to Young Star in the last show, I'm vexed about COVID because I wanted to come to Ascot. So. You're doing your shows, which I've listened to a couple of them shows, and that's why I say you're bad every time. Plug us what you're up to. Tell us what you're up to.
I mean, in terms of the sound system playing out, that's stopped, because obviously what's happened, the sound system itself has not gone out. Just before the lockdown, we were out every weekend, sometimes during the week. Doing different little functions and whatever, but since then we haven't really done anything. The only thing that I've been doing, which I've been doing all along, is radio shows and Facebook Live. Not just Facebook Live because of the lockdown. I've been doing Facebook Live from before that
for a while, like myself.
Kutty will even remember there was a time I just went online at about 1 a.m.
Exactly. So a lot of us here. Yeah, we know about Facebook Live from long before COVID,
Yeah, but other than that, no, we haven't really been doing anything on the sound tip. I mean, we've got a whole load of bookings waiting to be done with no particular dates until those venues are opened and available. We've got the phone calls coming. People have said they want to use us for funeral waits for people that are passed of the COVID from how long ago. They still want to have something when the government kind of eases up and venues are allowed to open. We've got I know there's going to be a lot of work coming in. Some of it I know about and some of it I don't. I mean, in terms of, I don't know, but there's been a lot of stuff that people have contacted us about, and obviously we can't say yes to it because there's no dates, but other than that, the sound has been stagnant. Yeah, very much so.
And I know you stay, like I said, you're playing your shows, you're doing your thing. So after COVID, if, as Taleba said, things are going to be different, but you'll be ready you know,
Yeah.
to bring out the sound and do what you have to do.
Yeah,
And
I mean, we ran electric for it, and it still came on, and it still works. So yeah, you know, yeah. I mean,
you
to be
know what?
honest,
I'm the one who's meant to be simple things audio, but when you put it like that, fantastic.
yeah,
Fantastic. Okay then, Bucky. Well, you know what? Big up yourself each and every time. Thank you very much. Mr. B in the bottom.
Yes, sir.
Right. I know, as you say, you're retired at the moment, and you're up country and exercising, and you know, enjoying things and things. What have you got in the pipeline at the moment? What are you up to yourself?
Emily.
Say again.
No, on a bigger scale, I'm looking at business models because people are, as much as I love sound system, it's an expensive game. So sound system is to make money. So if I'm going to buy an amplifier for £6,000, I have to know within 12 months I'm going to make back that £6,000 for that amplifier. If the business model ain't there, then it just don't work. And with COVID now coming in to change the whole game, I think all sound systems now need to be looking at their business models. Because me for one, I've been playing sound for years, but you still have people want to hire your sound for the same money they were paying you back in 1992.
Right, right, exactly.
And I go, I'm sorry, that inflation. A lot of people say I'm expensive, but for me, if there's not 3 zeros after the first number, don't call me. I'm not interested.
Because there's a lot of work involved, as you say, what people don't see.
It's the work behind the scenes that we love it, but it's a business. We put a lot of money and a lot of time into it. So I hire myself and my system out for what I think it's worth. Now, if you're going to pay me £200 and want 8 boxes, well, go forget it. But the problem is, you have sound systems that are doing that, and that has messed up the whole game.
Right. Can I just cut in here? We're going to use this opportunity because Ebony just hit that point. Yeah, I know enough sound man is watching this thing, or enough sound man may watch it after, because it's going to be still on the page. Yeah. All you sound man charging £250 for a big sound system, stop it. Yeah?
Right. Tell them.
Yeah, it don't make no sense, because yeah, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah, gonna stop it. It don't make no sense. Yeah, know your worth, because if you don't know your worth, then you're on a downhill slope from the beginning.
Right.
Well, what I've said is go to a PA company and try and hire a functions one rig with 8 boxes and see how much you have to pay.
But hang on a second, forget about even that. Just go down to the little karaoke shop and go and try and hire a little system from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do that. Just try to hire a little system from the karaoke shop. That's going to cost you about 250, 300 anyway.
And when you're talking them price, them man are talking a 15-inch bass box, 2 tops, a desk, and a mic, £250. Yeah.
Exactly.
And so exactly what you're saying there, gents, is totally correct. Man with big sound and proper sound, you should be charging the right money. I agree with you. Me, I got to do my private parties with my little set. That ain't the same size as it. When you go out with a quality big set, you have to charge the correct money. And like you said, Kutty, these days there are men about who, just because they want to take the set out, will take that £150.
Yeah, and then when one speaker blow, that £150 can't even cover it.
Yeah, exactly. So it don't make no sense at all.
I was going to say the way around it though is like what Ebony is saying there. If you got a right business model, you can have different products within your stock, can't you? So if
yeah, definitely. But what I mean, I'm different. I mean, me and Huw, we're kind of on the same level of how we've made our business model and where we target our market. Yeah. Now, for the man them that's still on, you know, hiring out a little set for a dance and certain bashment dances and stuff like that. Yeah, and I'll say it's mainly the bashment promoters who want to pay this £250 thing. Yeah, it's mainly them. Yeah, and I'll say it's sorry bashment people, but not the people, the promoters. Fix up, because the promoters, because they'll come to me and ask me, and I say, yeah, okay, I want X amount. I say, oh, but Joe Bloggs down the road will do it for 250. I said, well, go to him then. Why you
Go
ask?
there.
If he's going to do it for don't ask me. Yeah. Oh, but your system is better, and so well, yeah. You pay for the better system then. Yeah.
That's right. That's
The
right.
sound
Totally
man them
agree.
need to know the worth, know what you're worth, and don't undervalue yourself, because that's not go. It's no good for you in the long run. Yeah, you're gonna lose in the long run. So know your worth.
And it doesn't help the business at all to go on like that, really.
Exactly.
What
Don't do nothing for the business.
What I think is what maybe the problem is that some people, like we've been discussing, people see this as their hobby. They don't see it as a business. So if some people see it as their hobby, you're getting paid 250 quid to go and do something you love. Oh yeah, that sounds good. That does. But like they're not seeing the other aspect, that it should be like, it's knowing your worth, and it should be a business. It's a very sticky situation when a hobby and a passion is your business. It's a really hard, and when everyone's friends, it's very difficult to.
I don't think
lines across. Yeah.
Many of us, I don't think any of us here went into sound system thing as a business.
No.
I think we all went into it as a hobby. Yeah. When we back in the day, we used to have meetings. Soja can tell you, we used to have meetings every week, and we have to throw Jews to pay the garage bill. Everybody come, we go all involved in the sound, and we go and we give a £5 or a £10 just to make up to pay the bill for the garage where the sound is storing. Yeah, it was a hobby for all of us. Yeah, that's how it started out. But then you have to know that, okay, it's a hobby, but times are hard. You have to make the sound pay for itself. Even if you're not going to make any money to live off, because I think all of us got other work that we do. We run another business somewhere. But if you have to make the sound pay for itself. You can't be putting money into it over and over. It don't make sense. Yeah, and charging £250 to carry a van load of boxes. Yeah, go string up, stay all night. 6 o'clock in the morning, you're going back. Yeah. I don't know how some of these women deal with that, because if you go in your yard and the woman say, well, what did you earn? I didn't earn nothing, you know, but
innit? Yeah, I paid everybody else. I put petrol in the tank. I ain't got no money. You know, my wife here ain't putting up with that. I know that. Yes.
Exactly. It's madness.
You're correct.
It's madness.
You know something, I was going to say, that's why I've only played out probably once in the whole of the year, because to play out is expensive.
Exactly.
If you're going to hire a van and do everything and then get to the dance, you might not even get anything. So you really got to really be really strict about it, haven't you, really? It's got to be worth it.
That's right.
Definitely, most definitely. And again, it depends on the level and size of dances that you're going out there and putting your set at as well. Because I do a lot of little private things, so I can take out smaller set and everything. But then when you're talking on the big dance where there's a whole heap of people and bigger venues, and you have to take out a whole heap more equipment, then you must be charging your worth.
Exactly.
You know?
And I mean, if we can go off there, there's a thing happening in Jamaica at the moment. I know a few Jamaican man is watching this, because they messaged me already, and they've set up a thing in Jamaica now that sound systems are going to be registered and licensed. Yeah. And I think if something like that get introduced in the UK, and yeah, we don't like this COVID thing or this pandemic, as I call it, a pandemic, but we don't like it, but it's here, it's happened. And I think we can get something positive out of this, because if we can then get to a stage where the venues are going to say, okay, you can't play unless you're registered. Yeah, you can't play unless you've got your license or something.
PLE, PAT, yeah.
All your certificates, everything. Yeah, I think that would then make it better for you to price your system accordingly.
Yeah.
And I think in Jamaica, I think it's a positive. All you Jamaica soundman who is watching this, big up, and I hope you all go out and register, pay your taxes, because it's gonna better the country as well.
But then, but Kutty, can I just ask you something about that though? Because I think somebody alluded to something like that in the group. There's a question regarding some funding for sound men, and they were talking about you know, I asked the question, do we pay taxes? Do sound men pay taxes in order to claim whatever? The idea that you just had is okay, but then if the government gets involved and they start, you know, taxing dancing and dancing, then how much money are you expecting to make?
All right, look at it this way. If you're going to register your sound, because you should anyway, because you cannot play out unless you shouldn't play out unless you've got your insurance.
Right. Yes, exactly that.
Yeah, because if a box, I'm telling you now, if a box drop on somebody's foot, you're going prison if you ain't got your insurance.
Exactly that.
Yeah, no, it's serious.
That's true.
You're going
That's
prison
true.
if you ain't got your insurance. Yeah, so I think that just the insurance side of it is a part of it. I can't see the tax being anything, because you're only going to pay if you earn. So the tax is not a problem. Yeah, so you're only going to pay if you earn. If you're not earning, you don't have nothing to worry about. Yeah, and if the government says they want X amount of tax from you, you charge the promoter. The promoter is going to know this. Yeah, and it's going to let everything be a business. If everybody follow that business, what Ebony was just saying, yeah, if everybody follows that and all the sounds are doing the same, it's just going to make the sound system culture be better, more recognized up there. It's not going to be what you call it, a little back street thing again, you know, because that's what people look at reggae sound system culture as today. It's still a little back street thing, you know,
it's
underground thing. Yeah, it's just like our blue coming back from the blues thing. Yeah, if we want to put it up there and be, you know, recognized and be proper, we have to do it properly. Yeah,
I think one the problem with that as well, and people used to talk about sound system culture getting too corporate.
Yeah, I was gonna
say. You know, we've got this fear of it getting too corporate.
All right, is that a bad thing though? And it's like, all right, it's like a man. People used to call me. I mean, Ebony knows this. Man used to say, "Oh, Kutty them run PA, them not run sound system. It's PA thing."
Yeah.
What is PA? Professional audio. Call me PA all day long. I don't care. I'm professional about what I do. Yeah. So if that's what they want to call, that's fine. We all should be PA then, professional about what we do.
Yeah.
That's my view on it.
That I did see the argument, you know, people had argument with me about, you know, you look at a certain stack or a certain stack is like this. So it's not a sound. It's not a sound system. It's a PA, you know, and blah, blah, blah. But to me, yeah, you can get the best of both together. And as you said, Kutty, it's a professional thing. That's exactly what it comes down to.
And it boils down to also charging the right money. You got a sound system, you got the right equipment, you've got the right looking system. You can go into any venue, anywhere. And I mean, especially if somebody's going to be like nowadays, everybody's videoing the thing that they're doing. A man don't want to be videoing something that looks shabby.
Yeah, true.
Especially like a wedding. If you're doing a wedding, yeah, and they're going to be videoing the wedding, yeah, the people don't want them in their nice white wedding dress and man them dress up nice, and then you see this ugly stack in the background.
Yeah, for true.
No,
for
you want do your thing professionally, let it look good, and then you can charge whatever money you want to charge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to say, going back to your point there, when it comes on to corporate events and hotels, you cannot get into those places without liability insurance, PR, rest of it. You know,
exactly.
See, and the thing being that what I've found, and this has been going on a while in the sound game, but what I found is certain sound men don't want to pay out for that. You know, they don't want to pay.
You don't have to pay it all at once, neither. You can just pay it over a month. It depends.
Yeah, exactly. But irrelevant, Keith. The thing is, they don't want to pay at all. Right now, I know certain sound man who, when it comes down to controllers, when they found out that you need to pay the program so you can use a controller on it, very small money, man will tell me, no, I'm not paying nothing. I'm not paying nothing. And then when I tell other man, well, you have to get license for this. No, I ain't paying no license. You know what I mean? I don't understand.
Again, it goes back to that backstreet mentality that we have, because you think they want everything free, even the music that they play. I mean,
right.
This is another argument. Again, we can go down this discussion another day. But even stuff like downloading tunes of YouTube and then coming on your sound and saying, "Oh, the sound don't sound good," but it's a crap YouTube free download that you have playing.
Don't even get me started on that one, Kutty.
Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, if people don't realize how cheap it is to insure your sound and get your sound ready.
I agree.
It's cheap. It don't cost enough.
I know.
I mean, enough of these man that don't want to spend the money to do that. I guarantee you, they go to the pub or buy a bag of weed. Yeah, they're spending more money than it would cost in a day.
Yes.
Kutty, I just want to say something just to go off what you just mentioned there. Because in my experience, obviously, as I said, I don't play sound, but just looking at what's happening on the internet, I'm now finding that the people who are cutting corners the most are the ones who end up suffering in the long term.
In the long run. Exactly.
And this is why, when I went, if I go back to what I said about things not being able to move forward, or where are we going to be in the next 6 months, and sound clash, most of the nowadays sound clashes are kept in really seedy venues. You know what I'm saying? Something called backstreet, backward, pub and club and places where people don't, we go, but we don't really want to go there. So that's why I'm saying that I find that scene may suffer the most, because I think in that scene is the most cutting corners. Corners are cut a lot more in that scene. And I'm not knocking the scene, but I'm just saying some of the places I've been, I think Keith can vouch for me. So
you're 100% right.
Those places are quite undesirable. And it doesn't, to me, it just doesn't look like the government is going to sort of relax on that sort of atmosphere anymore. Everything now is going to have to sort of be, above board in some way. Anybody could be a promoter. A few months ago, everybody was keeping clash. Everybody was keeping dance. I could have kept a dance.
Yeah.
And I've come to realize, we've talking to a lot of you guys and seeing the comments that people put up on the collective, I'm starting to realize that if you aren't named somebody, you're not getting a place. If you don't know a particular people, or if your name's not such and such, you're not getting some of these exclusive venues that some of you guys are mentioning. It doesn't work like that.
Adding to your point there, Taleba, with recent events going now, the police have to be informed, or they're going to get away.
Exactly. Straight away.
They're going to want to know, have you got risk assessments? Have you got this kind of security? Have you got that? Everything, what everybody's saying, Kutty, Taleba, everything is just, as you say, it's got to be above board now.
And I think it's a good thing. I've got no problems with it. I think it's a good thing. And I mean, I go back to Jamaica, and Jamaica is going down that road now. If you're stringing up your sound, you have to inform the police. You can't, otherwise it's getting locked off. You have to get permission from the police.
They just come and lock
pay whatever you have to pay. And I think it's a good thing. I see it being a positive impact on the sound system culture.
The thing is, I'm in agreement with you, Kutty. I'm fortunate in that I've been able to take my sound system to the continent, to France and to Spain, and has Kutty, and the venues in France and in Spain are, compared to some of the UK venues, they're unbelievable. They're kind of they've been built from the ground up to be a venue. So they have power for days. You could run 1,000 sounds at once. They're acoustically treated, so they sound good. And the police are totally fine. It's all treated and everything's all above board. And if everything is all above board and it's all legit, like that, even I've been to one venue and even the fire brigade turn up to check everything's okay before, and it's all good. There's a place where you can sell food, you can sell drink, and you can earn money. And because it's all above board, it's proper. It's proper. Well, in this country, because things haven't been above board, you get these dodgy venues, this, that, and the other. You have to run power from the next from a different place. It's not even in this place, and
all the lampposts.
Yeah, or like the fire escapes. The fire escape's got a chain around it because they don't want to let people in. You know, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I know it's got a certain vibe. Don't get me wrong; it's fantastic. There's no vibe like it, but you have there's good and bad to everything. By going slightly more legit, maybe long term, maybe we'll get better venues. And as Kutty said before about the professionalism, it's like there's been times where I've taken my rig, I'm sure many of you have, and the in-house people think, oh, reggae sound systems, you don't know what you're doing. Then they might look at your rack, like look at your rack cutting, and you're just full of power softs, and they're like, what? How have you got that? I'm like, yeah, we're professionals.
That's right.
Why do you think we're not professional? Just because we have not got a really expensive PA doesn't mean we've not got a good sound system. So it's kind of, being slightly more professional and above board about the entire situation could make everything better.
Venue owners, promoters, they all look at that sort of thing. And if you're professional in what you're doing, you won't have any problem demanding the price you want to demand. Yeah, if you do your thing properly, if you tell, when they contact you and you send them a contract, that's the first thing. Send them a contract. If they book you, you send them a contract. This is my conditions. You sign that. You pay me this upfront. You pay me when I'm done before or whatever. Yeah, all that. If you do all that thing and people see that you're professional, promoters will take you serious. With your sound system, if you send them a technical spec of your system, and they see that you're doing your thing properly, they take you seriously, and they won't have a problem paying you what you ask for. But and I think like if this thing comes in and we have to register our sounds and get all your insurances up to scratch, and venues should not allow sounds in without that. Yeah, I think it will make everybody then become professional. Then every sound can then demand the money they want. Because if the venue is not allowing you in there, you're saying, okay, I need to do this for me to come in. You have to pay me for that. And it's gonna have a positive effect, I believe. I'm a sort of person who I look at the positive. I take the positive out of anything. And this COVID thing for me,
the glass is half full.
All the time, half full, never half empty. See my buckle, it's quarter full.
Same. See it there?
Yeah, right. Always look on the positive. And this COVID thing, I think, like for me anyway, it's had a positive effect. It's made me think about where I'm going in the future with the business. It's made me think about where I want to be in the future. Yeah, because you man, next time on the sim, it might be in Jamaica. I'll give you no warning from now.
Are you retiring, Kutty? Are you retiring? Are you leaving her?
Never.
He can't retire, man. He can't retire. He might fly out, but he can't retire.
I'll go on. I'll touch on this little topic. I was just watching a video of one of my brethren's done a video about history of Bristol reggae sound system, and there's a fresh one just came out today. Yeah, and he was talking about not enough of the younger generations is getting into reggae sound system. And I noticed that years ago, and I actually made a positive move on that. Anybody can attest. They see me anytime. My son and my nephew is always with me whenever the sound's playing. Yeah, I bring them with me, and I think more people should start. Bring the youngsters with you, because otherwise, when our generation go, the sound system generation is gonna die.
I agree.
We need to bring the youngsters through, and I encourage when Sinai when Sinai started to build his sound system, both me, Mark, we encouraged him. We made sure that he was doing what we didn't have to tell him anyway, because as you know, Huw is when it comes to the engineering side of things, he's up to scratch on that. He's very technical. But we encouraged him. We wanted him to build his sound. Iration's got a few young youths around them, same way. I've got my youth around me, same way. I've got Lion Pulse youth them around me. We want to bring the youngsters in this thing. And all of them, if you notice, all those youngsters that are coming through now are doing it properly and professionally. So we start them off on a good stead. We don't let them try do the backstreet way. Do it properly. That and I think it can be positive. I'm looking at it as a positive point.
That's a good thing. Wayne, in the corner, you yourself, all what's been said, how's it for you, when you're getting into venues? Have you covered, do you get them problems, people saying, oh, well, show me the paperwork yourself,
Yeah, I've had all of that, but a long time ago, I've got the same like Kutty, Huw, I've got public liability. I got forced into it. I took on a job, it was at a hotel, and they said, without the paperwork, no sound ain't coming in. So I had to get public liability, and I've just carried it on. I've got public liability for my business. I've just carried it on. It makes no difference not having it. Plus, it comes in handy because, as I say, we've all said, if a box drops on somebody,
Game over.
That person died. You're looking, was it negligent manslaughter?
Yes.
It's not a good one. And most of these boxes, if they drop, they are going to shoot to kill somebody. I used to use, as I was telling Bucky those, I used to use the MX 600s.
Brutally heavy, yes.
That box weighs 14 stone.
That's right.
Why did you
on somebody, that's it. It's over. They're dead. That's the end.
Wow. I didn't know it was that much in weight,
It's heavy. Every box.
They're a beautiful sounding box, but they are just very heavy.
That's why I've been afraid, I'm a one-man army. I don't want them books there. I lift the books.
I mean, I see that as well. And when I see Barry, I said, I have to get something like that because, and I got a hoist as well. 3 man it takes to lift them. And it's just too much. So I went and got public liability. Done all you have to get
all the PAT, blah blah blah. You
can't go in certain venues otherwise.
That's right. Yeah.
You mentioned PAT there, Chalky, and these men don't realize how simple it is to get your stuff pat tested and how cheap it is. It don't cost nothing to get your stuff pack tested. It literally costs nothing. So people just need to go and do it do the thing properly, get the stuff pack tested, get a little liability insurance. It doesn't have to be anything major. It's just to cover you that if somebody trips over a wire and sprain the ankle, they can sue you. They can sue you.
You know what you said though there, Kutty? I'm not speaking for all soundmen, but I just think that because the culture's actually just come out of a love of playing music. I think a lot of soundmen are just ignorant to those things that you're talking about. We're talking about insurance and stuff, because at some point along the line, you guys have been educated on that. You guys have experienced situations where, luckily you've had the insurance or somebody's pitched you and told you about it, or, you've had to get it after the fact that, something bad has happened. But I think a lot of soundmen just come into this thing just to play music. I don't think they understand there's also a very serious side of playing music. It's not just about the vinyl and throwing the needle on the record. Sorry,
That's right.
Father Chalky,
Which is where forums like this, which is why forums like this is so good. Yeah. And BSSC, same thing, because that sort of information we can feed it to the people and let them aware of it. So for those who are not aware of it, at least they'll get to see it. Yeah, so
it's true. Yeah, and they can learn and educate. But as you know, in this business, there's a lot of stush and type, man. Yeah, young and old. And like you said earlier, Taleba, they want everything for free.
You know, also, sorry to cut you, Father Chalky, but I think it also comes down to, why are you in this business? Okay, because there's some people in the business for different reasons than you and I. You know, some people are in this business because of the hype. Some people just love being a DJ because it gets the ladies. You know, some people, everybody's in this for a different reason. I mean, we all love music, but there are people who see this as some kind of lucrative deal, you know, that if I become a DJ, you know, I'm going to get everything I want in life. And I think there's a problem with that, because the passionate people who love the business are very different to people who just are looking a come up. Somebody who just wants to be famous.
Yeah,
you know,
true,
this is
true.
It's not about fame for me. You know, there's more to it than that. And I think that's probably why, going back to what Kutty said, that my question is, why are you in this? Why are you here? What do you want to achieve out of all of this? You know,
I think that was proved in the first couple of weeks. Me and you had this conversation in the first couple of weeks of COVID, when you saw a lot of DJs who was around, and like we were saying, they was all there for the hype, but they was only there for a couple of weeks because they couldn't sustain it.
Yep. And now when you look at it, I mean, we've opened up and you can look now and you can say, well, who's entertained you? Who's still been there? Who's still kept the ball rolling? You know, what's happening? You know, who do you want to see when you go out? And I've heard people now say that even though things are becoming relaxed, there's a large majority of people who still say they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, yes,
you know,
yeah,
so
I've seen that.
We got to think about, you know, things are opening up and we may be changing, but what is it going to look like as the fan as well? Because we're the ones who are supporting you guys. Without the fan, there is no dance, or there is no.
That's right.
party.
That's right.
And a lot of people are on the sidelines now saying, well, we don't really want to go anywhere anymore, especially the older folk who have had their time.
So now us as DJs, like I've said to certain man, and you know, on my side of things where I deal with quite a few of the vinyl man as well, but they don't want to educate themselves on this side of thing to be playing over the internet, you know, in front of a screen and playing them tune and still entertaining people, but they don't want to do it. You know, don't want to educate yourself about plugging left and right into a little box to go into a laptop to get sound. Now, Bucky, you're a man, and Ebony, you're a man. I know sound man, yeah? I was so surprised. Al Gray put up a comment about a USB connection, you know, just so that man could connect their mixer into the sound card, into the laptop. Very straightforward. I was so surprised, I have to say, 2020, at how many DJs didn't know nothing about that. Myself, I was so shocked. And this is people who's playing out regular and blah. I was shocked, Bucky. I was really shocked.
Well, I mean, everybody plays out of different formats, don't they?
It is a different format thing, yeah. But the simplicity of it, even if you just got 2 decks and a mixer, to plug one cable into one box to go into a laptop to play online.
Right.
You see what I'm thinking?
I understand what you're saying, but if you don't do something, You have to teach yourself how to do it, or you won't know. No matter if something's easy, everything is easy to someone who knows what to
Yeah,
do.
but Bucky, I'm with Chalky on this. This is 2020.
No, I understand that.
Everything you want to find is on YouTube.
Google
Of
it.
course.
Yeah,
I understand that.
you go on YouTube and type in best way to set up a live stream.
I understand
and there's
that.
about 2,000 videos on there telling you how to set up a live stream.
Well, that's I understand that, but like I said, that's down to the individual. I'm not talking about myself because
this is what I'm saying,
to
Bucky.
defend what Bucky's saying there now, is like Taleba just said. There's enough man who just come into this thing just as a little don't care attitude kind of thing. I just want to go play some music with some and get a hype. So they don't look into how to do it properly. Not thinking that if I do it properly, I'm going to get a bigger hype anyway. The thing's going to sound clean. It's going to sound nice. Yeah. Because half of them, I'll tell you straight, when I see them live stream come up, half of them, I just click X. I just X them. Straight. I just X them because the sound quality is, no matter how good the music is that they're playing.
Right.
The sound quality is so bad because all they're doing is using the phone to record it. And it sounds terrible.
Like, if you're not using like an iRig or something.
iRig, yeah.
I got my iRig, 2016. And then I got
how much does an iRig cost? 50 quid?
An iRig 1 is £5. The iRig 2 is £30 to £35.
There you go. And I've set up an iRig for my brethren yesterday. Yeah, I talked to him on the phone how to set it up. Yeah, and it's so simple. And right now, if you go on YouTube and see Talman Soldier Red Hot Sound, he's playing with his iRig and his sound quality is clean.
Right, exactly what I'm doing here.
Well, Kutty, that just points out age old. There are DJs and there are soundmen. The soundmen are always continuously looking into things. We don't just sit down and I've got. We read. Search. DJs, they just got the controller, download them, and that's it. They'll come into the dance and plug into your sound system. I've seen them even on my set. They don't even know where to plug their controller in.
True.
So, as Taleba said, they need to ask themselves, why are they in this business? It's like, why are you going to school? You're going to school to learn. So it's the same with the sound game. You don't just come in and I'm in it and leave it.
Yeah.
It's ever evolving.
Yeah. True.
Totally agree. Totally. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, anybody else have any words they want to say? This has been an excellent show. It's gone on lovely. Wicked. I want to big up everybody else. Anybody else got anything they want to say?
I know I'm on the health tip, Kutty, but I'm going to have some of this.
A little bit of that. Nothing wrong with a little bit of that. Nothing wrong with a little bit of that. You're overdo it.
As long as you're okay with me having a little tipple today.
Listen, I'm telling you this straight. And
Ebony, you had some the other day. I saw you. You said you went for a 10-mile bike ride and then you was going to drink rum. And that was
I only drink rum when I've earned it. Now,
that was after he painted the from room or something, say, earn it, then.
Listen, I tell you this, for all of you who don't know this, I had COVID, I had it, and what cured it was white rum, garlic, and ginger,
Thank you for that.
Go for your white rum, brethren. Go on.
White rum, garlic, ginger. You see, WGG. Right, I remember that.
I drank some of that before COVID and I didn't get it. So you should have been drinking it before COVID.
True.
Saved me. That concoction saved me. I haven't had it yet.
But my COVID, when all this pandemic thing that they're chatting about, COVID only just come. I had mine from in December.
Yeah, that's what Mikey said as well, you know.
Listen, I know a good amount of people who had it November, December.
Yeah, Mikey did say that as well, Kutty. Same thing.
I know. I spoke to him. Yeah, I spoke to him. We spoke about it already. So, yeah, I know. Yeah, because because we were out and about touring all over the place, all over Europe, whatever. So I don't know where I got it from or where I caught it, but I know I had it. Yeah, and I know a couple of people are in my circles who had it as well. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see you're big and strong. You fight it, you come through it, and that's the main thing right there.
Publicly, I know enough people are going to see this. This is on the internet. Yeah. It's all about building your immune system, eating the right food, and not eating the wrong food. Because sugar, please, people, may I tell you, we black people especially, I'm telling you, we love with dumpling and banana and yam.
Cut it out.
Cut it out, especially us people in the higher age bracket.
I hear that.
I'm not in that.
It's cool. I'm the granddaddy, so I understand.
Yeah, no, cut it
cool.
out. The starch, carbohydrates. Yeah, this is why when they say black people are more susceptible to this virus, it's not because black people are susceptible to the virus. It's people with diabetes and other.
Exactly.
And, black people got more diabetes than anybody.
Yeah, truth.
And it's because of our diet. It's the food that we eat.
That's right.
So we just need to just watch that. Yeah. Go online, find some Dr. Sebi video on YouTube and whatever. There's enough things online we can eat healthy, and it's not hard to eat healthy. I'm telling you, I've started to do it. I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm doing well. I ain't gonna lie. I'll say this publicly as well. Bagger might cuss me again to mention it, but my brother Bagger was type 1 diabetic. Yeah, he went down to type 2. Yeah, this is going back 20 years now. Just before the lockdown, he went to the doctor. He's diabetes free. Yeah, and that's just down to change in his diet, cutting out carbs. Cutting out carbs was the main one. Bread is the biggest killer.
Oh, don't tell. I just had a nice piece of hard bread this morning. I know I should have
Well, confession time, so did I. Yeah, I have a nice piece of hard bread this morning.
Well, just a little piece here and there, you know, within reason.
Anything within reason.
Every day.
Yeah, exactly. We just have to watch and be careful with it. Simple. We just have to be careful with what we're eating.
Well, we had a discussion when I first fell ill, Kutty.
That's right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And as you said, for me, 4 years now, cancer-free, and that has really just been on diet.
Exactly.
Right. See,
exactly.
You yourself, Mr. Be big and strong, and I'm glad to hear that you came that other side as that as well.
He's still big and feisty, so there's nothing wrong with him anymore.
I'm born feisty.
Yeah. No, I mean,
but Kutty is right, because even my doctor says, "Oh, what medication am I taking for the prostate?" And I go, "Nothing. I've just changed my diet, and that's it."
Yeah.
That's it.
Homegrown. That's the way. That's it. To get over illness. Best way.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Definitely. But yeah, adding, going back to the sound system thing now. Yeah, I'm gonna give my sound a plug. Everybody, watch out. Qualitex Roots Vibration is going to hit
that. What's happening to that?
It's going to go ahead. I mean, there was a big dance planned for May the 1st, but obviously the COVID thing messed that up. Yeah, and that was going to be a big, venture for Qualitex Roots Vibration. But it's still going to happen. It's still in the planning. Soon as we're allowed to, yeah, it's going to happen. So yeah. We're going down the roots thing, and it's gonna be mad.
No, man, we need more rubber dub sound, man.
No, Robert, listen. When I say Qualitex is going roots thing, the rubber dub side ain't going nowhere, cause Father Soji ain't retired.
Oh, Father Soji will put everything right.
That is rubber dub and true and true. So that side of it, the Qualitex Roots Vibration, it's gonna be me and Young Lion. Yeah. Okay. All those who know Young Lion from One Extra, who used to be on One Extra. Yeah, well, Young Lion is original Qualitex anyway. So me and Young Lion and my son and Bagger, we're gonna be running Qualitex Roots Vibration, and my nephew Dika B. Yeah, so that's gonna be Qualitex Roots Vibration, but still Qualitex Rubber Dub, Qualitex Dancehall. There's Dr. Flex there running the girl thing, the skin out thing where me not too in that no more. We're too old for that now. so Dr. Flex still running that side of it. We still have Madhouse and Dika B running the party scene, them and you know all that. Remember Qualitex family big, you know, big family. So we have a foot in all different kind of genres.
Right. Well, good to hear that. And like I said, everybody, big up yourselves. Wayne, Huw in the corner, Bucky D, my friend, Taleba, big up yourself every time. Mr. B, thank you very much.
All
Keith,
right.
yourself as well. Kutty, all the words you have right there. I want to thank everybody for passing through. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was
We did. It was a nice, lovely discussion, and we look forward to seeing more like next week.
I'm not giving up yet. We're going to get the support, and hopefully things will run nicely, you know?
You will. And I'll tune in every week, and if I have to drop in and join and have to chat, I don't mind. I will. You know me already.
Cutting up the code.
Eh?
As I said, thank you very much. Right. You can stay. Right. I'm going to cut off next couple of minutes. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. It was very informative.
Bye.
Yeah, man.